So yeah, just to jump in, so we did a little bit of mining. I did mining of Litecoin on a L3 plus Bitmain miner. Then there was like a couple of we got together. We did a little bit of Ethereum mining. We like had a place in the city center. So I mean, of course, for me, it was just a couple of months, and I understand like you have to mine at scale for it to make sense.
That's
Even
right.
back then, the rewards were high, but Litecoin was not priced that great. So that was like the beginning to me. Uh, and then I kind of got into the community over here. And right now I'm heading a Web3 payments company. We've been bootstrapped since 2023 January. We worked on our product. We are doing around 2.5 million per month in transaction volume at the moment. So yeah, that's where it stands, and we are looking to integrate businesses globally. At the moment, we have clients from the ad networks, from trading platforms, etc. So looking to expand on that and connect with the community back in India as well.
Awesome, awesome. That's nice to hear. You said about mining. How did you acquire your mining hardware? You just bought it off the shelf in St. Petersburg?
No, I actually got it from the Bitmain website in those days.
Okay, it was shipped
Uh,
to you.
they shipped it to St. Petersburg, and then I had like techie friends over here who were into those rigs, and I must say I'm not a champ in that, but they were, and we got together and we got a mining place. Electricity was cheap, and actually it was free, and that's why it made sense. And
Absolutely.
so yeah, we
Yeah, if
did that for
electricity
some
is
time.
not free, you just can't mine. Like you said, it's very hard to compete with bigger miners. And if you're paying for your electricity, nothing. You cannot even compete. You can't even make your
Yeah,
own money back with your crypto earnings. And also, luckily, I
exactly.
think you were in a cold region, so you didn't have to spend too much electricity on cooling the place. That must have been
Yes.
automatically cooled. So that was also an advantage. Still, if you didn't make it, I know what difficulties are. We've tried and tested in 2013 back in India. We imported the mining hardware from USA because we were now getting it. That's why I asked you that
Right,
question. So Butterfly Labs was then.
right.
Butterfly Labs shifted from China to US and New York, and we bought it from that guy from New York. He sold it to us without using it. So we luckily
I see.
got it, and
Okay.
we went and picked it up. If we had to wait for the postal courier service to come and customs to clear, it would have taken a long time. We didn't have that time. We had the money, but not the time. So we flew there and we picked it up. We came and we mined.
So you did not have to pay customs? I mean, in those days, I hear the customs was creating lots of problems for anyone who wanted to import miners in
This was
India.
2013 March, April, May, like
Okay.
that time. We didn't want to even get through the customs because this is too new for them. The times that you heard the story that you're trying to say is all after.
Yeah.
For us, we didn't
Right.
even wait for these guys because they were very early adopters. The group that we had, one of them, we just flew. He flew with two servers. The idea was that he was going to give a talk with his servers, and then he finished his work, supposedly talk, and then instead of his servers, he brought the two Butterfly Labs. It was 230 gigahashes then, 115 each. And once we received it, one full 24 hours we ran the system. Of
Mm.
course, that is Bitcoin only then. Ethereum was not even born or just born. Litecoin was there already 3 years old, but Litecoin was not an ASIC, right? So we were running, this was ASIC miners. I think what you got was GPU miners because you said Ethereum and Litecoin, and these two work on GPUs.
So Litecoin was ASIC, by the way. It was an ASIC, and Ethereum was GPU.
So how come you use the same computer to do hardware to do both?
No, 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 no. So for Litecoin specifically, we had the L3 plus miner,
Okay.
and for Ethereum, it was the GPU miner.
Sure, sure.
So
Because
it
I think
was,
the ASIC was
yeah,
different for it. It's not the same as
yeah,
SHA-256 for the Bitcoins that you are using.
yeah,
So, any
yeah.
software that you used, pool mining software, or directly you connected?
So we were connected to the F2 pool, if I remember
Yeah, I
correctly,
think the
and
pools made sense then because directly it didn't make sense
yes,
to us also. So it
yes.
was through the pools only that we tried. Anyways, nice meeting you. I think we've got a lot more people who've joined. This is good to see.
Yeah,
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 it
yeah.
was good talking to
Good.
you, Khalid. But yes, do jump in and anytime
Thanks.
you want to share your experience and
Thanks for
have
allowing
question
me to
in
introduce.
between.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, great stuff. Hello, Sahil. Welcome back.
Vikram bhai,
Nice to have you again. It's always
same.
good to see somebody like you. You've got enough knowledge to share, so that's good to see. And we have some of the new guys. I know I've spoken to Shashi and Darshan, Nikhil, and we have a guest, 8199. Anyone want to jump in and share a conversation, start like introduce yourself quickly, and then we can start this conversation.
I would like to add something on the, what Khalid said about mining thing.
Sure, let's
In
start there.
2021,
Mm-hmm.
I saw a huge wave of people around me trying to, mine from their laptops. It
From
was all a
laptop.
scam. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was all a scam. Even I tried it as a greedy little kid, but it was, something. After a few days, I got like 0.00000 something of that coin, and the minimum withdrawal was $100. And it
You
was
wouldn't
just
make it
something that
$100,
you
yeah.
used to click a button and something. There is also this one more thing like Pi coin or something.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. That got messaged everybody everywhere. I think all kind of forum channels
Exactly,
and people
exactly.
were messaging on this Bitcoin thing.
That
Shit.
Pi coin thing, I knew about it since like 2015, 16 or something.
Okay.
But I didn't understand crypto at that point. I did try it for a few days and I was like, Arey, I have these many crypto. I was even flexing in my classes, etc. I have a crypto portfolio, Pi coin. But now that I understand, it's a really big, rug pull sort of thing. I think it is going to be a rug pull.
Everybody's doing that. It's been since 2013. The first rug pull, Indian made. I'm not even talking about the foreign made coins. Of course, the foreign made coins are better off at doing the rug pull thing. Indian also, which was saffron coin. It was started in 2013, and the guy who actually founded it didn't do much as the pump and dump guys who did the rug pull on him. And he was a more of a tech guy, and he was like shocked to see what his coin just did. And he was in the middle of everything and he himself didn't understand. So this shit has been going on since a long, long time. I think everybody is tricking others to quickly make a quick buck. Because why? Governments don't want to get involved and talk about the real things, and then they don't want to explain to the public about what is a decentralized coin, why you should work on this. At least Venezuela, I know that even though the government is controlling the people, but Venezuela still did a great job in explaining people that you can come and mine, but use only the government mining pool. Fine, at least you're teaching something, right? UK also didn't do that. After everybody lost their money on one coin, UK government woke up that time and then they said, "Oh, don't invest into centralized coins like one coin. At least if you're doing it, do it on a decentralized coin like Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin." They said that too fucking too late. So I guess all governments are already too late. They're letting their people get screwed over. But instead, they're talking about all the small scale scams that may happen, and money laundering that may happen, terrorist funding that may happen, which is not happening really. Of course, the big players are doing it with the other big players. Necessarily, not everybody can get involved in this shit because we cannot sell that kind of volumes to anybody, and we're not funding anyone to do anything. So they're holding on to the wrong side of it, and then they're letting all the bad things happen in crypto. Because I know what is the core issue of this government. If they speak anything about it, they know there'll be more questions, and people probe into it and then find out the details. They don't want to even talk about it because of that. Because if the government says yes, you have to mine Bitcoin and Ethereum because they are like Ethereum also I wouldn't go because it's proof of stake. Moved away from proof of work. You've lost the charm there. Proof of work is a real decentralized system, not a proof of stake. Proof of stake, we know. Tried and tested from 90s, people have tried and tested that. If any human comes in and then they want to control, they want to be the auditors or gatekeepers, obviously all of a sudden that it's human interaction. There's some greed or private interest who's going to come in. But Ethereum just moved into that because again, those basics are not being told. Sadly, well, I guess those things do happen.
So
Funniest,
I wanted to,
the funniest
yeah,
thing
can I
is
just
I have
quickly jump in?
recently, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I wanted to, Vikram, since
Yeah.
you are into this space for this long, What are your views of, current status in India regarding regulation? I mean, I hear a lot of things about FIU. Do you have any first-hand experience about, integrating with these guys, or how to have business implemented in India to sell crypto? Any
So you
take
can
on that?
implement your crypto startup here. You can just have to open a startup company, your incorporation of private limited, and if you need a bank account support, the bank account will ask you for FIU certification if you are in the crypto space. FIU is something that you have to apply for. Wait for the government to give you the green light and give you the certification. They may give you some, uh, you know, procedures to follow, and you have to make sure that you follow those things and then be compliant that way. It's nothing so hard. If you want it, you can incorporate here and then just get into. Just ask the FIU to send you the link, and once you get the link, you have to fill up all your details. Then you'll get a interview round or something, and then once you're done, then they will give you the certification. But yes,
Is
that's
it
something which is needed.
is it something like, is it time consuming and tedious, getting with the FIU? Do you have
It's
any take
government
on
run.
that? Like,
I don't have to say much.
sorry?
It's a government run institution, so I don't have to say much.
Right.
Well,
Okay,
everything
so
is going to take
it
time.
is,
It's
right?
nothing.
Okay.
See, you should understand we're not in Russia, we're not in any other part of the world, we are in India. In India, dynamics automatically change. India is got a huge population. Just because of one
Right.
population thing, there are a lot of dynamics are different to the rest of the world. I lived in UK for
Hmm.
7 years. I know it's different to what we do. You cannot rely on the same situations of what abroad India is. So like that, yeah, it'll take its own time. You have to have the time to make sure that you are within some time.
Okay. And what about the, bank account? Like, do you face issues where, you have the cyber cell freezing accounts or any of that?
Cyber cell will always keep freezing accounts. It doesn't matter what you do. They don't really care. For them, they have got a complaint. You're the fourth in line, fifth in line. Your client and their client or their complainant is not even linked to your bank, but they still can close it and they will do it and they're doing it. There's nothing
Right.
new. Crypto is bad mouthed by everybody, including media and everyone. So nobody really wants to give it like a soft corner. Crypto is nothing but technology. When do they going to listen and understand? God only knows. We will only get it
Right.
when we have to forcefully make them understand. See, at the end of the day, it's technology. What are you trying to do? You're trying to control technology? No, fuck, you cannot do it. People will always take technology face value and then it will move on. It's like email. You're going to like put a block on the email. No, you'll be outcast. Like your country will not be part of the rest of the internet space. So we had to get into it. It's just going to be the same for the crypto space. Now we think crypto is all controlled. Banks are not going to allow crypto. No, controlling banks are very few. There are
Vikram, your audio is off.
I think we lost your audio.
Yeah, yeah.
is it better?
No,
No, you're not audible
you're
at the
not
moment.
at all audio.
What's your, okay, he's back. Okay. No,
The mic is off, right?
Oh, okay. So is that audible now? I know it
Yeah.
was.
yeah, yeah. Now it's fine.
I have to get back to this. Is this? Am I audible still?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay,
Yeah, now you
great
are.
stuff. At least let's continue. I'm sorry, was I saying something where I got disconnected? I've lost track now.
Yeah, we were basically just discussing about the situation with the accounts being freezed and how do you tackle that? Uh,
There is no way
any
to tackle. That's something that you have to get on with. It's just a hurdle. You have to move on with the hurdle. There are banks which ask you for details, which we have given some details sometimes. They look at it and they get amused, or they may suddenly maybe feeling threatened because they see, oh, these people are sending crypto like this, like that, whatever their thing is. Anyway, the bottom line, like I was saying, is technology. We will eventually have this technology, overcome all the others, because a lot of countries in this world, they are already relying on this technology because they don't have a robust system of their own. They rely on their banking system on a third party country and third party services, which they're not really happy with, and they are integrating crypto into their daily lives. I know there are some countries who are openly, widely talking about it, like El Salvador and things, but they're not really bringing in that kind of adoption, but they bring in a lot of news and media. The real adoption is in Venezuela, say Argentina, Slovenia, St. Kitts and Nevis. Smaller islands, smaller countries benefit more from it because for them, as soon as we say smaller island and countries, their economics are merging mostly with outside. When their economics, unlike India, where we do Atmanirbhar and we do everything within India, most small nations do everything from outside their nation because they don't produce as much like we do. Since they have to import everything, they have to communicate mostly with people outside. And when they're doing it, companies like Western Union, MoneyGram, and those are the ones who are supporting them. And these guys are very expensive compared to them. And when it comes to crypto, they can save a lot of money, which they are doing it. There are real use cases that's happening, and not just now. Like 1 year ago, as in 2 3 years ago, it was started in Caribbean islands in Saint Kitts and Nevis, and recently, like a year ago, the finance minister of that country finally realized what's happening in their country. The small difference is, I think Sahil would have already heard from me. Uh, she called this politician who brought in crypto into the country. She called him and she said, "What is this Bitcoin Cash that you promoted so much? I see less people queuing in front of Western Union nowadays." So that itself is a great advantage. If there are less people queuing in Western Union, means your Western Union is getting less business. Ultimately means there are some crypto, and which is benefiting the people and the technology, adoption. So that's the key. That's going to happen. Big countries will take it last. America will take it the least interest in it in terms of allowing that to be the main player. Right now, they're allowing crypto to be the trading tool because everybody wants to trade and make money. They're the greediest of the all, so they are going to use that to trade, make money. But and what are they else doing with crypto? They're just using it as an asset. But are they really using it for what it has been built, a P2P electronic cash without central authorities? No, they're not using it right now for that. Others are using it. Eventually, that will be done because it's like UPI. If somebody forces me to not to use UPI in India and just take American Express, no, there are some places where I cannot take American Express. It's not about the fees anymore. I need UPI because the community is using UPI. They want the small amounts to be free and instantly settled. Not that the American Express make you wait for 45 days for the settlement to happen. That instant
uh,
settlement part itself is big. I had a
right.
meeting with a guy in Luxembourg, and he said, "Oh, Vikram, your kind of model will not work here because our settlements are Monday morning." Clearly, what he meant was his banks have the system. They give you an information that's saying that yes, your payment is there, but actual money is not in his bank account. That only comes Monday morning. If it is late, like the way money comes late into your account, and if you've sold off all your crypto and you're waiting to buy back crypto, you cannot do it till if there is a long weekend, till Monday morning or Tuesday morning, whenever the bank opens. So that instant settlement thing is a big deal. We have that in UPI. Even though it is centralized, UPI is from the government. We don't have fees. That's great. We don't have delayed settlement. That's great. We have instant settlement. But do we have decentralized system also on that? Yes, Bitcoin Cash can give you that, and a lot of countries have adopted that. Sorry, Khalid, you were saying something. Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in and ask you, since we are talking about UPI and settlements, uh, do you have any experience with any applications who are used for businesses for instant settlements or payments? Let's say, for instance, to buy a coffee or something like that.
With crypto?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can buy a lot of things, but then the other party has to accept it too, right? If the coffee shop accepts it, then you have people come and pay for you also.
Yeah, for instance, let's say if so, Bitcoin Cash is the technology. Uh, or let's say in India, UPI is the platform, Paytm is the provider who gives the solution to the merchants as well as to the end user. So in that context, similarly, do you suggest any kind of applications which are popular at the moment, even in particular regions?
Yes, there is one most popular product. It's called Zapit, Zapit.io. Zapit.io.
Okay,
It's a platform just like how you said Paytm is the platform for UPI, right? So Zapit is the platform
right.
for Bitcoin Cash, and it's not necessarily just for Bitcoin Cash. It's open for many other cryptos. It's open to do cheaper and instant payments and settlements. So for that reason,
I see.
all those coins are available, starting with Bitcoin Cash, and it's got many features. If you want to see which nation is using most of these payments settlements part of it, you have to open Ljubljana in Slovenia. It's the capital of Slovenia. If you see the payments and settlements and acceptance in that nation is much higher than any part in the Europe for now. They were using Bitcoin back in 2014, 15 for payments settlements. Of course, now Bitcoin cannot be used as payments and settlements for smaller values. So because of that, Bitcoin Cash is more popular now. Uh, if you see in 2014 itself, 15 itself, they had made a video. If you open on YouTube Ljubljana Bitcoin scene, I think you will see a amazing video. If you want, I can post that here for you guys. It'll be helpful to see
Uh,
what the hell is going
sure.
on in the world.
Yeah, how do you spell that? Ljubljana?
Ah, LY or LJ?
I see. Okay.
LJ. When I type, it automatically picks up, so I know I never can remember the spelling of that.
Right.
I'll send you the video actually.
It's LJ,
Thank you. LJ
Uh,
U.
LJUP, capital of Slovenia. Vikram, coming back to the point you said about US using crypto as just an asset,
Yeah.
that would not be the case if Trump comes in, right? Trump recently publicly told that if he comes in, they would start mining Bitcoin as a
Well, he's one
government.
of the biggest liars. He's a politician. You cannot trust him. He said that before when to win also, and then he did not keep up his word. He said something about Ross will break. He didn't keep it up. He's saying the same thing even now. Who's going to trust him? Of course, there people have to trust him, fall for it because they have no alternative. It's like if Modi was taken out, who's the alternative? Fucking bring in something, right, for India. Same way in the US, who's the alternative? So eventually they might get it, but can we even trust him? Well, he has his tricks. He's a politician now. Maybe before he was not as much. He's saying whatever he wants to say to get in to people's pants. So
Mm.
we listen to him, of course. He even says in that was the main thing, right? In recent days, he even said something even bigger for crypto. Uh, but is he going to really keep up the word and allow people to eventually go by the word what he said? We don't know. We'll have to wait and watch. That's one thing.
Now that I think about it, it seems thoda obviously for decentralization to prevail, the underlying reason would be that people would lose trust in, the power, the authorities. Now that we think about it, that's what we are basically saying, that we cannot trust the authorities, right?
Absolutely. Well, you
More
understand
and more people understand it, that would bring them towards decentralization.
it's
Because right
exactly
now,
why as soon as Trump said, even Biden said something about it, is because he wants to be in that competition.
Biden is low key, लेकिन क्या बोलते हैं, retarded थोड़ा सा. So we can,
यार उसका एज भी तो देखो भैंस घर में बैठो अभी तुम आके उंगल कर रहे हो सब जगह यार you gotta have something right you cannot be lost in your mind because of age also for that reason so anyway I've put that video link here Khalid have a look at that video You will see how Ljubljana
I
was 100 years ago. When I say 100 years ago, at the time from Bitcoin onwards. So this is a video was made in 2015, but I think it's off 2014. Maybe a video was posted in 15. But
9 years ago. Yeah, it's
yeah, if
quite
you
some time.
see Berlin and Ljubljana, these kind of most western part of nation, western maybe western world, developed nations and developed cities, they knew about Bitcoin. They knew what was stopping them, which was banks and which was controlled monetary system and payments and settlement system. They were using it in 2013 itself. Berlin was using Bitcoin like the way this Ljubljana video is. There is one video out there which I have seen long time ago. I just don't get to easily find it. In Berlin, people were like amazingly just going and making payments and settlements and buying, real groceries with crypto. One guy One guy had a chip. You can have your Bitcoin on your chip too. And then he had it. Poor guy got it inserted in his arm, and then he just put his arm close to the vending machine. It used to get accepted, and he used to get his products delivered to him. But I guess now Bitcoin is not like that anymore. So if he's making small payments, maybe he's using BCH. But if he's continue to have it stuck in his arm, he will have to wait for it to be equivalent to buying a Ferrari. Maybe then he will spend that much. Because at least with taking a big payment, you're spending just one payment, your online fees or network fees. If you're making it for small payments, you don't want to afford. You cannot afford that fees because the fees is so high in Bitcoin. You rather use it for a big value, big purchase.
I recently came across this interesting rug pull. The funniest one I've seen by far. This guy, skinny guy, would not even be like 24 or something, younger than 24, absolutely. And this guy pulls up a sign on his chest, a paper, and the paper says that I don't have any hands, I cannot do rug pull. And the guy didn't seem to be having hands because he was putting his hands behind, and he stood like that for hours, right? Before people started buying it, watching his stream, was live streaming, doing that thing. People saw his stream and they started buying the coin, and then he suddenly, after a few hours, he came in with his hands and then sold all of his coins.
Fucking, like any kind of gimmick people do. This is brand new. I've never heard of this. Anybody coming live and then doing some shit like putting his hand behind and saying things, which people are so jobless that they are sitting online and they are following him and they're thinking yes it is true, and then they didn't give him a second thought, didn't wait a minute, and so many have bought. No wonder why he just showed his arms and then sold all his things and did a rug pull. That too
Not
we
even a white
saw.
paper. The reason to buy a coin, the guy doesn't have any hands and he claims to be not be doing a rug pull.
So he didn't even ask a question that how did you even set up the coin without your hand? And people didn't even give it a
Apparently,
minute.
no.
What a joke. But that yeah, this is the joke that's going on in crypto space. It is like a joke.
These things are, worsening the name of crypto in eyes of conventional people, let's say, who
Absolutely.
don't
Today on
believe.
Palki, on Vion, whatever she does now, Palki Sharma Upadhyay, she's a news reader. She's talking about crypto, and there's another guy who's talking about crypto. They are slacking crypto on some event that's happening in the world because it was got paid by crypto. Yeah, before that was those events not happening, it was happening even more. How were they paid before? By bending down? No, they were actually being paid by gold, cash, whatever in dollars. They were all happening because now crypto is being used. They were slacking crypto like nobody's business. But again, like media, people say any media is good media. What I mean by that is today Turkey will talk crypto and slack crypto, but the new users who never heard of crypto will come and hear from her. And I know they've heard it for a bad news, but 1 year down the line, when they hear about crypto again because of the bull run, they would have forgotten what the bad news is, but they remember, yes, crypto was there 1 year ago because Palki said that. And now crypto is going up in value. So for them, they already gained that 1 year because of her. Otherwise, they would have heard first time in the bull run, and then they have to wait for another year for it to believe in it. But now that she told about
Yeah.
it today, good or bad, whatever it is, in a years down the line when the bull run is happening, people will get into FOMO and will buy into it. all good to all those old users of crypto, their value of crypto will go up. So that's been happening. This is the real and the same kind of situation been happening since 2011. And this is not a joke. This is something which I've been seeing. 2011, I bought my first Bitcoin, so I'm aware of what's going on since then. Before I bought, I may have not been so aware, even though I knew a lot of things about why I bought into Bitcoin in 11. Because when I was putting my money in Bitcoin, I knew what was going on, right? Nobody puts their money in something without knowing about it. And when I was putting my money in 2011, one thing I really thought was it took me 2 years to put my money in crypto. If I had met someone and spoken to, even like this online, that means you ask a question and I'm responding to it. But because I didn't meet anyone in person to can tell me about crypto, it took me long term to buy into it. Why? Why did I even think of that? Because just a month ago, or like 1.5 months ago, 6 weeks ago, crypto was 50 cents. Then becomes $1, $1 to $30, drops from $30 to 1.5, and then when I was buying into it, it was 4, 5, $6. So even I felt it because then I was thinking, अरे यार 1.5 महीना पहले मैं खरीद लेता तो 50 पैसे में मिल जाता. That's always there because I tell the story to other people, they can't even believe it. They can't even think that I thought like that. Of course, everybody thinks like that. And even that time, I thought I was late, right? Because I could have got it at 50 cents. I'm late now. I have to pay 12 times more at $6. So that with everyone. Even now, it is the same feeling. But again, two more bull runs down the line, 8 to 10 years, people will think, "Arey, mera waisa hua tha." This kind of situation. The guys don't. Sometimes there'll be like 5 to 10 crores per Bitcoin in 10 years down the line, easily, hands down, hands on. Crypto has to fucking go into tens and you know, numbers of crores per coin because the way it's growing and its adoption is growing, its interest is growing. It will be like that. At that time, if you tell today's story, they will also say, "अरे यार, इसका तो लाखों में मिल गया इसको, अब तो करोड़ में आ गया." That one feeling will always be there because today people will think, okay, yeah, we missed the ship, but no, it's not. Because if you see the real adoption, the number of people really hold Bitcoin is not much in percentage wise. It's very, very small. Even if it comes from one digit to double digit, crypto pricing is go up so high. So a lot of people today, they've missed the boat, missed the thing for Bitcoin. It's not actually. You can get into crypto even today. There will still be early adopters. Just one of those things.
So Vikram, right now, I mean, I was just reading a bit. You are the founder of Unocoin, right?
Absolutely.
All right,
2013.
awesome,
This was the
awesome.
first one in
And
India for that for getting investments from abroad. We got it from Barry in New York. Barry is the owner of CoinDesk also. So he funded us. CoinDesk came and did a video, and I was talking about it. What I said in 2013, 14 is coming true now. Nobody knew what was Bitcoin then.
brilliant.
I said
Yeah.
Bitcoin
So
is the
you're one of
revolutionary
the
currency.
crypto OGs in India.
Absolutely, absolutely. I actually haven't
What
met
an
anybody
honor to
who's bought
speak to
before
you.
me. Sorry, go
Sorry?
on.
I'm saying what an honor to speak to you. And
Thank
I
you.
was wondering, like, uh, for your Insta crypto, that's the venture that you have right now, yeah?
Yes.
So did you like raise a round of investments? How is like the volume regarding trading? What's your users? What's your numbers like at the moment, if I can ask?
So the numbers are not huge for Instacrypto. Instacrypto is just a swap platform. So the swap between crypto to INR, INR to crypto. It's like a broker platform. It's an instant, switch between fiat to crypto, crypto to fiat. This is for different reasons. The one of them is for payments and settlements. That's not caught up yet, but trading, of course, does happen a little bit because our volumes are also not high. I'm not interested in giving big volumes. If they really want big volume of trading, there is Unocoin already out there. Our platform is for those who are newcomers who come in and who want to understand a little bit more about crypto. When you want to understand more about crypto, you don't need to buy in lakhs and crores. It's only the traders who want to buy in lakhs and crores because they're trading. They're not trying to understand crypto and not build anything on it. So our platform is facilitating those who coming in new, who maybe want to get into crypto to hold it by themselves, learn from it. So for those reasons also, because of that, we don't provide any wallets, right? We're not a custodial platform. We promote self custody. We promote people to come and bring in their own wallet. Like you understand, Sahil understands. You guys know you have a wallet. If you want to trade on Insta Crypto, you have to provide the receiving address. It's like बैंक अकाउंट. आपको अगर कुछ बेचना है ऑनलाइन तो कहाँ पैसे लोगे? बैंक अकाउंट के बिना पैसे नहीं ले सकते ना. तो you have to provide your bank account details. Otherwise, where will you receive your funds? It's the same other way around for crypto also. When you send your INR, where would you receive your crypto? You have to produce your receiving address. And we are having
I
some
see.
difficulties with the banks because they're pissing in their pants because they see, oh, this crypto thing is happening like this. ये तो trading का platform से भी अलग है, थोड़ा कुछ और कर रहा है. So they cannot handle that fact. Once they come to know about the detailed functionalities about us, they suddenly shut their bank accounts. They say, sorry, we cannot produce, we cannot, continue supporting this service with our bank. And it's fine.
So
They
how
like
do
it.
you mitigate the risk of this?
We'll have to have an alternative bank account ready all the time, which we are having. It's going to cost us a little bit, which is
Mm.
costing us a little bit. Those are the things which is understood already by me. So I don't get my panties in my twist.
So
I
how
let them do
often you
what they
have to
want to
open
do.
a new account?
I have to keep doing that, and this is not the first time. This is the fourth time, and not just that. That they shut the account, they swallow money also along with that. They have done it three times so far. So, and also what happens is when you have users, they're used to a certain bank account and they're used to sending to that bank account and they've added beneficiary. When it changes, when I inform my users that it's changed, almost 90% of them die down because the ones who are regularly using it, they are like, oh, ये तो नया bank account करना है. We'll do it when it is possible. Let's not do it now. And then that's how I've been losing users, but it's okay. Losing users means people are losing information about crypto. So the banks are pushing as much as possible so that people don't get information on crypto or maybe higher education on crypto, which I'm doing. So let's see.
That's
And
the bad
how?
thing I would say because people like you are being heavily regulated and being poked in a way, and the centralized exchanges are being promoted, and those I would say are worse than not. I would rather suggest someone to not invest in Bitcoin than get through a centralized exchange.
That's the sad part. Like you said, governments are allowing centralized places. Centralized places are teaching you nothing but trading and asset holding. They don't understand why crypto is there, and they don't get to experience crypto by holding it by themselves. So those are the things which government is promoting now. I hope government wakes up today, tomorrow, and whenever, and starts
And
helping
centralized
people along.
exchanges bring back the A book B book thing again back
Are
into
they're doing too
crypto
much.
too.
Sahil, this is not just one or two things. You won't believe how much of what a kind of lobbying the centralized exchanges are doing, just so that they be the crypto users. They are they're just bending down too much and licking too much of ass. I don't know who's, but of course they're doing that. They're building teams so that they promote whatever is beneficial and promoting their type of exchange. This kind of shit will always happen. It's happening right now also.
So you mean to say like, the Coin DCX and all of these players, are they able to also, I mean, do they also face the same problems like accounts freezing,
They
what you
they
mentioned?
have different kind of issues. They have their issues that comes with their volumes. Bigger the trading platform, bigger their issues are, which I'm not too sure what exactly specific to that. But I know these kind of bank issues they also faced, and for them, they may be having better investors who supported them in a different way, I think. But some issue with the banks they also faced in 18, 19, where the banks were shut and they were not letting anyone to trade. Those kind of issues they also faced. But they are, they're doing different things. And sadly, I wouldn't want to exaggerate this, but then I have to say it. Sadly, most of these big exchanges also don't understand the real ethos and why crypto is here, why Bitcoin was invented for the first time, why Bitcoin was was put together like by Satoshi. Satoshi didn't do it himself. Satoshi brought a lot of technology from all those previous developers and people, thought banks, thought leaders, and they had tried and tested all centralized alternative, currencies, right? Why were they doing it at that time? Why did Satoshi bring in a decentralized one when he pitched to the Cyberpunk's group? What did they like about it? What were they saying at that time? Does any of these guys know about it? Maybe not. So they're not necessarily promoting the real thing, but they're promoting their platform to make their business work and they make their money. It's all about the money, sadly. But we know it is about the money. Crypto is money, but we got to talk a little
Also,
bit sense
Khalid,
about it.
to add to the answer, I would like to add that most of these centralized exchanges, the big names that we hear, there's a huge probability. I believe this that there's a huge probability these guys don't even do what they claim to do in the first
Very
place.
right. Yeah, yeah.
So
They're lying for a
it
lot of
will
things.
create same issues also because what Vikram is doing is he's taking INR and giving Bitcoin. These people are claiming to take your INR and claiming to give you Bitcoin. So taking your INR and claiming to give you Bitcoin, right? They might not be giving you Bitcoin. It's just for the namesake. I've understood this from forex industry, but I know that this is definitely the case with crypto, especially with the centralized exchanges. I don't know the case with this. What's the exchange with the blue color one?
Wazirex
Zirex.
No, no, no. WazirX तो definitely is a very big
is they're
scam.
not
वो
giving you.
Binance को बिक गए वो लोग.
No, you're right, Sahil. They're not giving you that. They say that they will give you crypto. Of course, the crypto is given in their wallet, and once you want to withdraw, there is no channels for you to withdraw. There are many of exchanges have done many people of the Indian family and said to me, I know what is going on. It's one of those things. It's to control the
So
understanding of crypto, but sadly, it's happening. Yeah,
I think
so
these firms are
basically,
working on that factor where 90 they are promoting trading essentially, not decentralization, and trading 90% of people lose, right? So by not placing their trades, the 90% they are losing, they are taking out. This is, I think, a huge chunk of their profit comes from.
I understand. So you mean to say, like, let's say, for example, if you make a withdrawal of BTC, they don't have liquidity?
they may have liquidity, they may not have liquidity, but the idea is they don't allow you to take the liquidity out. So they want you to sell it back again
Oh,
and then
wow.
take INR out. So that way you don't get your crypto out. That means you cannot keep your crypto in your self custody. And the second part, if you're a new person and you downloaded a wallet, you don't even get to understand your own crypto, that you cannot get it into your wallet, so you don't get to learn about the technology and how it works. It's like emails. We all know when we did the first ever email. I mean to say, when I was there, I was already using snail mail and other things. Then when I got into emails, it was a little hard for me to use the first time. But as soon as I used it first time once, then I know it is easy. It's nothing great about it. So it's the first time which you always feel that, oh, what is this? How is it going to work? How is emails going to work, right? So that anxiety is still there with crypto. A lot of people are trying to do it, but because of these exchanges are doing what they're doing, they will never get their experience from these big exchanges.
Do you know the
Right.
binary trading thing? I came across it right now. It's a very absurd thing. I saw it on Mudrex, right? Mudrex is a good, supposedly good exchange in India. So what they do is you have to predict the price of Bitcoin after 15 minutes. Will it be above this price, between this range, or lower than this price, right? And they gave me 100 rupees free to put that 100 rupees in the bit 15, they call it, the binary trading thing. And I said, okay, it will go up, free money, I said. So I said it will go up. And after I put that thing, the price that I told that it will cross this price, all the price are changing. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. If I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
it will cross 150 rupees, but after I put the trade, the 100 rupees on the fact that it will cross 150, if you are raising the bar, that no, now it has to cross 165 rupees. Does it make any
Oh,
sense?
they raised the
Exactly,
bar that you
exactly,
selected.
exactly.
That's really
So this is on Mudrex?
scam.
Yes, of course it's legal though.
Well, these are the places that they become legal. They don't even cross check what's going on. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly, I trusted Mudrex, more than this coin DCX and etc.
Oh
But
my,
this is
That's a sad story. I did not know about this.
Exactly. Bit 15 they call it. It's promoting it's gambling essentially.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this
And
is
the other
gambling.
the forex guys also, the people who claim to be doing legal forex in India, right? Even those people have this binary trading thing, but they at least have something that makes sense on a company level, right? What they have is that you can place a trade that will cross this price or stay below this price, and it's just that the risk to reward ratio is bad. But they do what they are saying. If it crosses, they give you. But the fact is that if you lose 100%. If you gain 1.8x. So the risk to reward is 0.8. So the company is winning.
Of course.
The what you see, the casino is always win something like
Casino
that.
always
The
wins. The
house
house
always
always
wins.
wins.
House
So
always
they're
wins.
like, okay, they give you the benefit of when you win, but they're not. They keep changing the goalpost of when you're going to win. Like, so
Yeah,
silly.
that's the case with Mudrex at least.
Well, I guess. So this is the shit that's going on. So do you think a crypto new fellow who wants to learn about crypto wants to put a little bit money? Is he learning anything from Mudrex? I would say very little. What about
Most
crypto is
probably
that
no,
you should.
because if you see my arc, right? I started off in December knowing about bull run. I knew about the 4 year cycle thing. Then I was like Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. And then I suddenly got into Mudrex. I researched a lot of the exchanges because after the FTX thing. And then I ended up at Mudrex thinking that this is something that makes sense. And after I
Uh-huh.
saw this thing in Mudrex, right? The Bit 15 thing I just explained right now. Then I lost trust in Mudrex. Then I'm like, I need to go decentralization because after a point of time I knew what decentralization really is. I started off as a greedy thing. I started off by understanding Bitcoin as an asset. Now I understand everything because of researching about everything and all. Now I have everything decentralized in the Phantom wallet, etc. But it was really horrific. I did it because of the free 100 rupees to do anything with. It was just funny money basically. The weird part was genuinely where if I'm saying that the Bitcoin will cross 150 rupee mark, why are you raising the bar to 165 after? It doesn't make any sense at all.
That is really. I would have never expected them to do that. You're changing
And
the
there is no
goalpost. So
way,
what's the point?
even a common man, there is no way anyone would, do it after once or twice
Sure, sure,
because it's
sure.
too obvious. I
Hmm.
was like, I'm seeing the charts. Okay, it crossed. Phone. Arre,
So
that.
anyway, the other point that I was trying to say at that time, there was another point that Donald Trump mentioned in the USA that they were going to do, they want to do, they like to do, and they want to take control is the mining part of it, which was still hilarious the way he said it. Of course, this is how when a 5 minute known person like I get a lot of people on my meetup also. Not now, of course. I'm just saying in my past meetups, somebody would have just heard about Bitcoin 5 minutes ago, but they come and like they rant about it so much that what they know is the right thing and they know everything about it. This is the kind of thing even Donald Trump did. This part where the mining part is, he was saying we would like to mine all the future bitcoins in the USA and not let anyone else mine. What a stupid comment that was, because you're going against everything that what has been said about crypto before, and you don't even understand it's decentralized. You cannot really sit and mine. You are already too late. 20 million bitcoins have already been mined. Your remaining 1 million bitcoin is going to take another 100, 150, 130 years to get mined. And that for that 1 million, you want to bring in all the hardware. Aren't you fucking too late? Maduro did that in Venezuela almost 5 years ago. Were you sleeping at that time? No, of course, because they didn't care. They thought Venezuela is a shit country. They can squash over Venezuela, but Venezuela stood strong. They kicked that alternative out. Maduro kicked that other chutia out because he was trying to bring in the U.S. Regulations into Venezuela. And after that, Maduro did what he did. He brought in miners. He said mining is legal in our country. You can mine because we have a lot of energy. Use it. They were sleeping at that time. And now Donald Trump suddenly wakes up for the sake of the votes and he's saying, okay, we're going to bring all the miners into the country. So these are like the small, again, maybe very small people will, few number of people will only understand this. A lot of newcomers may not understand the details, but they at least get to learn about it. Now, Donald Trump opens his mouth and he doesn't say just say Bitcoin. He says Bitcoin mining. Now the newcomers, I'm not saying us because we know what is mining. We've tried and tested. A lot of new people don't know. They want to then they will be interested in it. They will put in their energy to learn about it, and they will realize what is Donald Trump saying. Is it going to be possible or not? They will analyze it themselves. But yes, media is good media, so it's bringing in that. But the pros in crypto, they know already what he's talking about is just to bring in votes. Nothing great. We don't know what part of it he will really implement. He even says he will pardon Julian, Julian Assange. No, Julian Assange. He said last time, and he didn't keep his word. That's what the lie he said. This time he said about Ross will break. Will he do that? I doubt it, because the Federal Reserve is bigger than him. He doesn't know because Federal Reserve controls the keys to the printing press, the counterfeiting press, printing press that they have. Donald Trump is only a real estate leader. He's not a counterfeit printing press leader. There's a Federal Reserve there, so he cannot compete with them. Let's see what happens.
All right, guys. I think it was my first meetup with you guys, and it was a very interesting one. So I appreciate the conversation, and I hope to catch up with you guys probably in the next round.
Surely, man, it was nice meeting you
Next
too,
one,
Khalid.
after 4 years,
Sorry?
he didn't get it. I said after next. You said na in next run
So the next run will be
In the next round, in the next
every
round, in the next
run
round.
in Bitcoin space. So
four
bull
years.
run, bear market, and all that. So yeah,
All
looking
right,
forward
all
to it.
right.
Ali,
So anyway,
just
yeah,
before you leave, since I joined late, could you give your short introduction?
yeah, sure. Basically, I'm here in St. Petersburg in Russia for more than a decade. I'm the co-founder of a payment system. We are licensed MSB from Canada. We have a MSB license, and we help businesses accept cryptocurrencies and various fiat currencies. We provide them on and off ramps. So if there is any business who would want to integrate and receive crypto, for instance, like, in India, we have Paytm for UPI, right? So just like that, we will give you a platform, we'll give you a dashboard. We support all of the currencies that we support it natively. So we do not use any intermediaries. We don't use any centralized exchanges like Binance. So we have our own servers, we run our own nodes. We give you non-custodial wallets. So when you receive your funds, you are sure that you have it with your own wallet. You can even have your offline wallet, which is the cold storage wallet, connected to our system. So we don't use, I mean, we are of the key principles of crypto. All the crypto holders know it. Not your keys, not your coin, right?
Yeah.
So we want your coin to be with you, and we have like 100% transparency, no hidden fees, and everything happens in a legitimate way. You don't have to, worry about compliance. So I'll just drop a link if you
Yeah,
guys
please
allow me
put that
to.
link on
Uh,
message.
and I'll also share my LinkedIn if you want to connect with me. I'm always open. Uh, this is my website. Let me see if that comes across. Here it is.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm available on LinkedIn, on Telegram, if you guys want to connect with me. And if there's anything that I can do, we want to support, businesses who want to integrate cryptocurrencies. So, of course, there is a compliance check that we want before we want onboard any business. But if there is a new startup, if there is any business who wants to embrace crypto, I think we will do our best to provide a solution. So in short, that's a brief about me. We've started this project last year in January. We worked on our product for almost a year. We launched in 2023, June, July. And at the moment, we are processing in the north of $2.5 million every month. We support a lot of businesses, which include e-commerce. We support businesses which are high and low risk profile. So we have ad businesses, basically publishers. Uh, we also support ed tech, education tech, like platforms who are selling courses online. So plenty of stuff happening. KYC platforms, anyone who wants to integrate crypto and use it as a medium to transfer value. We are like we are open to that. So that's what we do.
So in your non-custodian wallet, like self-custody wallet that you said, what's the name of
Right.
the wallet? You use any particular wallet or
So
you have your own?
so we have our own. Once you sign up on Zamex, you will get access to that. So you once you have an account, you will see all the currencies that we support, and on your dashboard, you will have access to your wallet.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you do provide the seed phrase, memory phrase, or the recovery phrase for those wallets?
So that would be custody wallet. We don't do custody wallets at the moment. We are working on
No,
that
I'm
product
talking about the
actually.
non-custody because say now if your website is shut down, how are they going to access the
Right.
crypto?
So the thing is that we don't provide the seed phrase because that would be giving custody, right? That would be a custodial wallet.
As in for your user, like say I open an account with you on your website, I get a wallet. If I don't access the wallet through your website, can I access the wallet
Right.
without your website?
So basically, let's say when you want to have an account with us, right? We give you access through the website. But let's say,
Oh shit!
right.
Now this broke. I'm sorry, we couldn't hear you. There, just one small bit of the end.
Okay, okay, no problem. So basically, you're absolutely right. I mean, we are not just connected through the website. We have access. We give you access to your wallet through the API.
Okay.
So you will have access to your wallet through the API. And when I say that we are not using intermediaries, we are connected to the blockchain directly. So all of these currencies that we have, it will be direct access to the blockchain without any intermediaries. Generally, what happens is there's a lot of payment system. They use intermediaries. They use other people providing because it requires a lot of infrastructure, right? To run your own node, you have to have your own server, and each server would add to the cost as we keep adding the tokens. So at the moment, we are supporting around 16 currencies, including all the stable coins. USDT, TRC20, USDT,
So you're
ERC20, then
still a
USDC.
custodian platform then, because if you provide a seed phrase, I should be able to use that seed phrase and enter that seed phrase in any new wallet, like a trust wallet, open a brand new trust
Right.
wallet, enter the seed phrase, and I should have the access to the same funds through that trust wallet also. That's how a seed phrase works.
Okay.
So right now, since you're
Right.
not providing the seed phrase, that means it's still a custodial, because if your website goes down or if your website gets hacked and stolen all the funds, uh, users necessarily don't have it. That means it's in your
So
custody completely.
you raise a valid point, and you raise the point about the website being hacked. So what happens is that the website basically is just your access point. We just provide the user interface to your wallets. It's not that the wallet itself is available on the website.
When I said hacked, as in not just the website, I mean to say your custody itself gets hacked. Because
Right.
see, I'm only talking about from my experience. I have seen many, many exchanges
Right.
out there who keep funds in their control, their custody. They have lost custody of their funds, of the people's funds, of course, not just because of external hackers, because of internal hacking, because of internal sabotage. Many things happen. With that, also people have lost.
Right.
I know you're one of the co-founders of this.
Right.
You are.
Yes.
From the tech side, you're a co-founder, or what?
So I'm from the business side. From the tech side, I have like two other co-founders who
You're
have
the
built
tech.
like the architecture. Yeah, yeah, and I know them from very long time. So basically, we have a very battle-tested team, and we are looking to raise a round of investments at the
Have you ever
moment.
used Coinbase
Yeah,
Exchange?
yeah, yeah, I have.
So
Yeah,
Coinbase Exchange has two sides Have you seen the Coinbase exchange itself is a custodial platform? You have to keep funds on the Coinbase exchange for you to go and trade and do vice versa,
Right.
whatever that if you want to do those things. But they have provided a non-custodial wallet of Coinbase too, where you can have funds in little in non-custodial, little in the custody of their platform, and in non-custodial wallet they give you the seed phrase. It's a 12 words phrase
Yeah, 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 yeah.
set. You know
Mm-hmm.
that I can use those
Yeah,
same set in any other wallet and retrieve the same coins that Coinbase also holds on my behalf. Uh, uh, that way, that's the real split. Coinbase also did that
uh-huh,
recently. They didn't do it before. They were always a custodial platform. They understood the need of this non-custodial, because not just because they may lose, they are afraid that the government will come put their hands right into their ass and then pull people's money out of their ass, not just their money. They're ready to lose their money, because I know those two guys. They're the original founders of Coinbase since 2012, at the time when Bitcoin was considered to be revolutionary currency and the idea of Bitcoin was completely different. They set up the business then.
right,
Because they're running a custodial platform, and on Coinbase, if you buy Bitcoin today, on my exchange, if you buy Bitcoin, you get it within 5 seconds. If you're earliest, maybe about 300 seconds, 5 minutes maximum. But in Coinbase, if you buy Bitcoin, you get it after how many days? I already told you it's a bad thing, which is days. I said it takes 56 days for you to
okay.
receive your crypto on a custodial
Why is
platform.
that?
It's because of
It's
their
because of the
system.
regulation of the SEC.
Regulations from SEC and things, they're always, of course, there. But they also have a small issue that they're running, which is people buying on credit cards, and they're doing a chargeback on it. So that's one of the reasons why they don't give you the real custody of the crypto for a long time. But this is not just because of that. It is because of what you said first, is the SEC and the regulations. And they've been doing it since 2016 onwards. If I remember, first time when I sent it to 16 to a friend to buy some on Coinbase, it took 2 days, and I was shocked to know that Bitcoin takes 2 days to be delivered on Coinbase. But from that 2 days, it's come to 56 days now. That's the system they have. But Coinbase is out there to
Yeah.
help people. So I'm really thinking that's why they have started this non-custodial platform wallet
You know,
for
just to dial back, you raise a valid point, and we have that on our roadmap. And at the moment, we are mostly B2B. When we are looking to expand, probably in the third or fourth quarter, we plan to even have an application on the App Store for both Android and iOS users. And then we want to have this feature for B2C clients, and that's when it would be more relevant for us to give this whole wallet with the seed phrase, etc. Businesses at the moment, they are they want somebody to take care of,
their crypto.
because there is a lot of risk.
Sure.
And since we are licensed, there's our license covers also crypto, right? So there are certain protocols that we have to follow, due diligence from our side. And hence that's why we cannot basically um, pass on the risk to the business.
Surely, I
And I
understand.
don't know,
See,
there's
risk.
somebody
You
in
are
the
you
comment about, sorry, about gas fee charges. I believe that's what you want to
gas fee
ask.
charges. So I don't know what the context is
So,
about. They can put the question in clearly. But if it is about what you said, for you, it should not worry about it, because you do from wallet to wallet. Within the wallet, there shouldn't be any gas fee, because for you, if you're changing hands from one person to another within your system, it's a custodial platform. So the wallets only show you the numbers. Your real custody of your bitcoins are held by your partners, your co-founders, who are the tech guys. They have full control of the bitcoins. In tomorrow's world,
so
if
mhm.
you as a business person don't know how it's managed, they in the past, I'm only saying about the past experience that I have gone through. I can give you the names of those exchanges also, and this has happened in the past. That the tech guys have their own way. They will take control of the crypto. You may not even know if it is really hacked or internally hacked, or it was whatever, sabotage or whatever. So because you are like the front runner, you're like the CEO, you're the front face. The CTO may not be the front face. You believe in that, and if they are in custody, I understand what you said. The point also, it's very clear. That point is very valid. That most of these businesses, since you're B2B, they wouldn't want the risk of holding their own crypto, even though it is more safer for them. because they're not equipped and they're not knowledgeable enough or learned about it. They may not want to hold
Exactly.
it. They
Yeah.
want you to hold it. But if you understand what I'm saying, you're actually not holding it as Khalid. You're actually other co-founders are holding it. It's just that you should know about that and you should not fall into a soup if the tech guys are slacking behind.
Definitely, definitely. Pretty valid point. And to answer the gentleman in the comments about, so basically we have so how we do this is that we have the invoicing wallet and we have the operational wallet, right? The invoicing wallet keeps rotating, and we, because it's a business, you don't want to flash the same wallet address each time for the transaction, right? At the same time, we want it to be economically viable for us to, move the money within the system, right? So we have, fee reducing algorithms in place, uh, which will, move it to the different wallets based on the current network congestion, so that the user does not pay too much. And for the processing, like we start from a percentage onwards, moving to like a half a percentage based on volume. So soul free, if that answers your question. Processing fees varies from zero point 0.5 of a percentage, sorry, from 1% to 0.5%, and just the gas fees.
Surely, because your Ethereum doesn't work as good as the UTXO models. I don't know if you know about that. UTXO models are your Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, your Litecoin.
Right.
Who else? I think Doge also use them. So these are UTXO models allow you to use multiple addresses to receive every time to you receive a new payment. Like you said in your company, you don't want to disclose the same address every time. With the same address, people will know what transactions are going on in your company, what is your value hold held, and everything. So for that reason, you produce a new wallet address every time to receive payments. On a UTXO model, all these addresses can merge and then be one payment. But on a Ethereum-based EVM model, those things don't work very well. Sadly, they are called account-based system. They're not even called a UTXO system. In an account-based system, every new address that you show to the customers to receive funds, that address will hold that fund, and you cannot really club the two addresses and make one payment. You have to individually send payments out. So there's a lot of fee wastage. There's a lot of dust gets wasted in Ethereum. Means because in Ethereum, what happens is there is a fixed amount of fee, gas fee. You can send a payment. What you just said that you have methods to send within your company to save costs, right? On Ethereum, you cannot save costs. Whatever you do with your company, it's tried and tested from years and years. That in Ethereum, there is no way to safeguard that. So you receive two payments, and both the payments are received in individual wallet addresses because you've shown two different addresses. Because these two addresses cannot be merged and sent to your company holdings, individually from each wallet has to be address has to be sent out. First you receive, after receiving you pay the extra fee to send out. If the fee is $80, and if you want to say no, I would like to send it cheaper, send it only for $30, and I don't mind waiting the time because it's your own address and you're sending it to your own address, company address. So between the two companies, there is no rush for you. So instead of paying 80, you can pay 30 and transfer that funds. But the sad part of the Ethereum, the way it is built, the account system, the way it is built, is that when it picks up $80 as the fee, but you reduce the fee to $30 and you send the funds out, it doesn't actually send the remaining $50 that you saved from the fees. That remaining $50 that you saved from the fees just stays back in the wallet, and only $30 worth of fees gets paid. Remaining funds gets transferred, but your $80 which is credited first was still the margin for your fees, and because you didn't spend all of it, the remaining 50 still sits in the wallet. If you have enough amount, you can send it back again, do another transaction. Most times the other transaction doesn't happen until the price of Ethereum goes up really high. So that has happened to us. We've experienced that. We have more than 300 addresses sitting like that with just Ethereum wasted, which we cannot use. It's all lost for the company because we received in our individual wallet addresses. But now that we cannot merge it like UTXOs can be merged in, say, Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, we lost a little bit. So those are small things that
Right.
happen. There are differences in technologies also. People who tried and tested only understand these things. Like what you said is true from what you've heard from your tech guys, but ask them how they're really able to withdraw from these EVM addresses. You cannot take the whole way crypto out of that address to your storage address. or cold wallet or whatever that you want to store it in. So there's small things.
Right. So, mhm.
Go on,
So
Mr.
as
Ravi.
I understand, you're a Bitcoin maximalist.
I'm
Would
not a
that be
Bitcoin
fair?
maximalist. I'm a payments maximalist. I'm a maximalist to have an alternative payment system around the world. We're not sitting in a gutter. We are sitting in the globe. We travel easily. We commute, communicate with people easily. We should be able to send and receive and pay people easily. For that reason, we should have an alternative. If you don't have alternative, there is no competition, right? I'm not about any one specific maximalist. I'm a technology maximalist. If I understand a technology is better than the other, I will talk about it. No, no Michael Lal can stop me with that. You understand Hindi, right?
All right. So Bitcoin is your favorite go-to currency and not
No, not at
Ethereum?
all. Bitcoin is not my favorite currency.
No. Okay.
Bitcoin Cash is my favorite currency for that reason, if it's about payments and settlements. Because what Bitcoin Cash
Right.
developers do to build Bitcoin Cash's development is specific to how an economics of crypto should be worked on. So crypto economics makes people sit and send and receive instantly from anywhere in the world as long as you connect to the internet with the least amount of fees. Like UPI. UPI is the most popular payments platform in India. Why? It's because it's instant, it's free, and it's an instant settlement also. So those are the things that are very important for a user. And that's exactly what I promote in crypto. Tomorrow, anything else, Litecoin can become better if the Litecoin developers wake up and they understand crypto economics and they build Litecoin to be the payments tool for the future. Yes, I will love them. I will talk to them, talk about Litecoin more than Bitcoin Cash. But right now, only Bitcoin Cash developers have the real understanding. Sadly, nobody has the clear crypto economics understanding. Luckily, at least Bitcoin Cash developers have. Even Bitcoin developers don't. Bitcoin developers are already bought by Federal Reserve. They're hijacked already. If you don't believe me, listen to Roger Ver. He's written a book called Hijacking Bitcoin. He clears very clearly what is going on. If he was not true and really, making an impact through his book, he wouldn't have been picked up in Spain. He was picked up in Spain for a reason because of this book, actually, because he explains what is going on in the real economics. Economics is nothing but easing people, right? Easing people's economic activity. How do you ease people's economic activity? In 2010, Bitcoin helped easing people's economic activity to pay Julian Assange. Do you know about that? WikiLeaks, do you know the WikiLeaks founder?
Julian Assange, yes, I know.
Yeah, he's WikiLeaks founder. He in 2010, when all of the payments were stopped for him, only Bitcoin could do the payments to him. That way, if you see, Bitcoin was the payments tool, and I would have been talking only about Bitcoin in 2010. Well, of course, I was talking about only Bitcoin because at that time, no other crypto was there. Litecoin was just getting built. So, what Bitcoin did then, Bitcoin Cash is trying to do today, and Bitcoin is hijacked not to do that. Because if you are sending payments in Bitcoin, especially on a bull run time, you'd be easily paying more than $1,000 because in 2017 itself, in the bull run, Bitcoin fees was $1,000 at the maximum. Who pays $1,000 just to make a payment? That means you have to be making payment more than $1,000 worth. In UPI, if you say आप 80 लाख 80,000 के ऊपर ही ट्रांजैक्ट कर सकते हैं, 80,000 के नीचे आप ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं कर सकते, आपको कैसा लगेगा कि यूपीआई है या क्या है, कसाई है? मतलब who is it for? If you say only Indian government is saying people of India should only use American Express credit card, who is it for? That means American Express gave you money or threatened you to use their card, and Indian government followed them, and they told to everybody, but only a fraction of people in India will be able to spend in American Express, accept in American Express. मतलब बाकी के सारे दुकान close करके चले जाएं. That's exactly what Bitcoin is trying to do. Well, that's the narrative that's been brought from the Federal Reserve. But yes, like you were asking me, I'm a maximalist of payments and settlements. Whatever works best. There is a hierarchy today. The top is of course Bitcoin Cash. The way Bitcoin Cash can do payments and settlements in a decentralized format is the best so far. Next, of course, I can clearly say it is Litecoin because I don't see any other competition in decentralized coins. Litecoin, Doge, they all come in the next tier. The third tier will be Tron, your Matic, Polygon, all of that will come in the tier three because they're all more or less a little bit of centralized. And with that, they're able to build something better for you to make it cheaper for you to do transactions. You still hasn't is not as cheap as your BCH. BCH can do 10 transactions for 1 cent today. Who can do that? And BCH is the real coin for you to build even smart contracts. A smart contract should be user friendly. What? How do you use smart contracts? एक तो है basic smart contract is your escrow system. When me and you we are trying to transact, I have to send money to Khalid. I've not met you in person, so I don't trust you as much. Who will send money first? Will I send the Bitcoin first, or will you send me the money first? Because we don't know who will do this first transaction, we will pick up Sahil as our friend because you know Sahil and I know Sahil. Sahil will become an escrow. I will send Bitcoin to him, you send the money to me, and then Sahil will release the money to you. So he became an escrow system. This escrow system without Sahil, can we do it without a human? Yes. On Bitcoin Cash today, you can do it. On a Bitcoin Cash smart contract, a time and value can be set, and I will send my Bitcoin Cash to the smart contract. As soon as it reaches, you get a notification. As soon as you get a notification, you have the trust to send that money to me. You send the money to me, that the smart contract will send the BCs to you because you sent the money to me. And while I send the money to the smart contract, I made already two extra payments. That one, two extra fees. One of the fees is used to make a transfer to you from the blockchain, because smart contract means it is stored on the blockchain. It is not stored by at anyone's custody. And then the guy who built the smart contract will get a small share that also is on chain, and I'm paid the fees for his transaction also. So maybe a 0.5% or 1% of the fees for the smart contract will be collected by the guy who built it. But we both benefited without any hassle, without any third party. The smart contract is just one escrow that I was talking to you about, but there are many things. There is even another example of, just say, five developers are building some product for me. If five developers are supposed to get five different payments, I will make the payment to the smart contract once. I will pay six fees already. Now, if you understand, in Bitcoin Cash, the fees is not just cheaper; it is predictable fees. Means there is one satoshi per byte already set. According to that, I have set the fees. I have sent the fees to the smart contract. After 1 month, if the work has been done, all five developers of my work will get the payment individually on chain sent by the smart contract, and the builder of the smart contract also will get his fees. They're all on chain transferred. That's why I paid six fees. Can anybody pay like this, prepay the fees 1 month prior to what date the payment has to be made? Can you understand what the fees could be in Ethereum or in Bitcoin? No, we cannot predict that, because Ethereum and Bitcoin are fluctuating very highly in terms of their fees, and the fees is also very high. So we cannot, and no other coin is equipped to do these kind of smart contracts. Has anybody told you about it on Bitcoin Cash? Absolutely not, because Khalid, you're there in the crypto space for so long. Still, nobody has told you. Is because that's the way the information is controlled. And why, what coin is becoming popular, and what is its real use case and needs is in its development, and it is, you should see what the developers are doing. With this is what you can tell, at least in future we will have a non-custodial way and a non-human interference way. That's exactly what Satoshi built in the very first day. Khalid, you told me so much. Have you read the white paper, Bitcoin white paper? Maybe not.
Sorry, say again.
Bitcoin white paper.
Yes.
Maybe not. All you have to read, I know Bitcoin white paper is 10, 12 sheets, but you just have to read the first three lines of the first paragraph of the abstract in Bitcoin white paper. Just go home and read that.
Yeah,
That's the most important thing. It says P2.
of course I have read that. I didn't hear you.
True, true.
So
Okay.
yeah,
So the first three lines is
I know
very
what
clear.
you
It's
mean.
peer to peer without the central financial institution support. It's clearly that's the key of the whole idea of Bitcoin. And what rest of the white paper gives you is just the way it works. But what it's supposed to do is there in the first paragraph itself. So to build that part, and who builds that part, who makes that part better in a cryptocurrency, I will promote that. And UTXO is one step already better. Means if you have an account based system crypto, which is like Ethereum, and a UTXO based system crypto, which is Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, those kind of things, you already know. But UTXO is one step ahead, because I'm a user. A lot of people sadly have not used, they don't know what is Ethereum doing. Still they're harping on Ethereum for its NFTs, but NFTs and all are just a hype. They're not really will bring any use case. You tag an NFT to an asset doesn't mean shit, because the asset's value is there already. We know it. There are many things out there that has become an asset, and we continue to hold that as an asset. We don't need another asset. There is no real need of another asset, and there is no need of another trading tool. But the real need was of a payments network. That is what was Bitcoin. That was what Satoshi built, decentralized payment network, which is free from the Federal Reserve network. Federal Reserve network goes till the corners, till Bangalore, Karnataka, India, Mumbai, any one small village also is controlled through Federal Reserve in New York. Why we should we rely on only one payments network around the world?
All right, gentlemen, very very nice to have this conversation with you guys.
Same
I'm
here,
sure
same
like
here.
for the next one, hopefully soon we will connect again. In the meanwhile, let's get connected on LinkedIn.
I
And
sent you the
I'm
follow
happy to.
request.
Okay,
Even
awesome,
I have sent you
brilliant.
the connect request.
I will do that right away, guys.
Okay.
So once again, so nice to talk to you, and let's stay connected.
Same here, man. It was nice talking to
Yep.
you. Have a nice day.
Same here,
Nice
Khaled.
Take
weekend.
care. Take care, guys.
I
Have a
guess
nice
it's
day.
already
Bye.
6, so the meetup was still 6. So you were there till the end. It's good enough.
All right. Brilliant, guys.
Cool,
Cheers.
man.
Bye bye.
Take care.
Bye bye.
So we have one more person who's not joined. Soul Free, you've been there on and off, and you continue to stay online. Are you interested in joining us? You want to introduce yourself or talk to us? If you're trying to talk to us, your mic is on mute. Just to let you know.
This guy confused me throughout. Khaled. I was confused after the point when even I thought he is in the crypto space, but not really in the crypto space.
Yeah, these things happen. A lot of people are in the space through a different channel, like his own startup, he says. But he's not for the crypto background. He's not a tech guy. He's a business guy. So he's bringing
Yeah,
in
your
business. He's a
question,
good
that
there.
question really cleared everything for me too.
And
I
also he was
recently,
saying decentralized and non-custodial wallets, but he didn't understand that very clearly. And now that he got it, he may want to go and talk to his partners about it. But it is all custodial. I hardly see, like you see Coinbase, they worked on it. They had to build another separate wallet and then tell people that there is a non-custodial way also. It's not because Coinbase are afraid that they will get hacked or they will lose their funds. Coinbase are beyond that. Coinbase understands beyond that. Coinbase knows that government will come, put their hand and take away customers' funds without their consent, without their control. So they're afraid of that they don't want like their trusted users to lose their funds. That's why they're giving an alternative already. मतलब आप हम आपको मालूम है government is bigger than Coinbase anyway, any day. So they may come and take away your funds. Might as well just put your funds in a non-custodial platform and they build that wallet for your people. So these things are small things. Only those who have been there will understand. It's not like the crypto guys today will not understand. They do, but they get caught in so much of riffraff that's going on that they don't get to analyze or maybe read about what was initial days of crypto. Why was it there? What was the real understanding of why
but
this
again, to be
invented?
very honest, if he is the business guy too, right? How is he doing business? How is he managing the finances of the company without understanding the business at its core, right? Even that doesn't make any
See,
sense.
not everybody will understand everything of their business till the core. One of the things is because nobody of their business clients are like us who knows that who will ask them the questions. They don't even ask him the questions because they're not asking him the question. He doesn't know those things. It always happens. Those clients who are he's doing B2B, right? In his other business partners who are coming and giving him business, they don't even know. They just like keep quiet and they listen to him and they believe that whatever he's saying is the end all. Uh, like us, if I was that business guy, I would have asked him a lot of questions. Then he would have known, okay, the business people ask these kind of questions in crypto. Like when I asked about this, particularly a non-custodial, he's saying, no, we don't want to give because we don't want to get them into something that he said was completely clear that it is not a non-custodial wallet. It is a clearly custodial wallet. So those kind of things, only when they're probed, they understand. Well, of course, he knew about one point. He clearly said that one point is his clients also don't want to be bowed down by holding their own crypto. That is true. That's in a way, it's a very, very true point. He's understood that, he's come across that, I'm sure. Because most clients in business and in real life also, when I talk to people, I know I tell them to use my platform with their wallet and wallet address because they should be in control. But 90% of the people will say, oh, yeah, don't put me in charge. You do it, no, for me. You do it because then that means my exchange should have had a custodial wallet. But then if I do that, then I'm building the same thing again like UnoCoin. What's the point in building the same thing two times? You're building something new. It has to be different. Otherwise, you should also be enjoying your work, right?
Why did you, exit from Innova?
I've not
By the way,
exited.
just to
I
let
still
you
hold
know,
it. I'm not completely in the day-to-day functions because day-to-day function is completely different in UnoCoin to what I want to do. In UnoCoin, it's a custodial platform, and it's a funded platform. So you guys who are funding also have a say. They have their ways to move this platform around. And I didn't at the time. I didn't want to give my insights because the knowledge that I had was way beyond what these guys are just doing as trading, right? And I was not getting any incentive out of it, and I was not enjoying my work there because now it has become like a trading platform. Everybody, where you go, when you write a letter to a PR company, we're writing everything is that we are traders, we are traders, we are traders. I have to sit and change out of one out of the 10 traders that we are entrepreneurs. But then people don't even understand. They ask me who wrote this entrepreneur. So what is the point in explaining them that we are entrepreneurs? No, they don't even want to understand that we just want to be traders, and the investors want to look at us as traders. They want us to promote ourselves as traders. And there are a lot of things that your ideas and their ideas don't gel. That's fine. Now I talk to my CTO. That's now that he's become a CEO and is sitting on that coin. He wants to dig into my brains and then find out what's happening. Obviously, because he doesn't understand anything beyond just running a trading platform. So for those reasons, why should I go there when I'm not getting any benefit out of it? Whatever that I've done, it's stuck to that benefit, and I'm continuing to get that. If I'm not getting anything new, why should I give my knowledge? I have worked hard to get here. I quit my job in 2010. It is not easy to sit and quit a job in the UK and then pursue your interest. I've done that. I've gained so much knowledge of what crypto economics is going to bring and how to build that. If I have to sit and give it to free, I'm not going to give that. I will build something and I've build and give it to those people who are ready to build along with me. And mostly I'm giving it to those guys who are building like your non-custodial platforms, like these wallets and all that. So we sit in the meetings. It's all about our time, right? Why should I spend my time to somebody who's not understanding? Might as well give my time to those who are building like what I understand.
but Uno coin, in India has become like fairly big because I, being a data science student, right, we have a subject called fintech. So in fintech, we also have a part where we are, understanding cryptocurrencies. Not obviously not the correct way. It's really in a false way because I understand what cryptocurrencies really are, but something better than nothing. So they're teaching us cryptocurrencies, and there was a slide where the teacher put out crypto brands,
Uno
and there was
coins,
Coin DCX, something,
yeah.
something, and Uno Coin. I was like, "Arey, Uno Coin."
Yeah, because UnoCoin is big. We are holding a lot of people's bitcoins. Coin DCS came like 5 years later. हमारा बच्चा है वो. The reason I can say that is because 5 years ago when we were there, Bitcoin price is low. So a lot of people held a lot of Bitcoins with us. Now Coin D6 has come and the Bitcoin price is very high. So when they have come, because the price is high, they get to hold less Bitcoins. So that means there is more trust on UnoCoin with those early adopters who still hold their higher number of Bitcoin. It may not be higher than in INR value, but it is now higher in INR value. So those that way we are pioneers. We've been there from a long time. That's the only respect I have for my CTO. That he is a good tech guy, and he continues to be the tech guy. That's what I wanted him to be. Be the tech guy. You're taking care of the cryptos well. That's the key job, and that's not the only job. But then that's if you think that's the only job because I hold crypto, I know everything means then you lost the race. So you're only going to allow people to trade only because if you see UnoCoin, it looks so shit. I'm sad about it because it's the first crypto platform. It could have been doing so much more to benefit crypto users and crypto economics, but it is only a trading platform. It's because its limitation is by its people, so that continues there.
So would it be fair to say कि it Uno Coin after funding मतलब बिक गया?
पूरा बिक नहीं जाता है बिक गया मतलब everything you have to listen to the funders but then it is not funded that highly that we have to completely listen to them. But the problem is the guy who's in between, who's a tech guy, also doesn't understand so much, so he has to listen to what comes from there. And he also has to do his own thing also, right? Because he also is a major shareholder, so he wants to be that way only. and not understand. I'll tell you a one small example. This is back in 2014. In 2014, we had an interview with one guy, one company called BTC Jam. Bitcoin Jam, it was called BTC Jam. It was from New York. They were heavily funded already by then. They were giving out loans on a social media platform basis. And if you were if they were doing it globally, how were they going to give that funds to users in India? They were collaborating with UnoCoin. Once UnoCoin is collaborated with BTC Jam, all their clients will get an automatic, login for UnoCoin. They will transact in now Uno in Bitcoin without, even if they don't know Bitcoin. Say you are an Indian person, you want a loan and you found out BTC Jam, but when you receive loan, you don't want in Bitcoin. You're not that well known in Bitcoin. You want in INR, right? That's your loan amount,
Mm,
which makes better value for you. So
mm,
you should be registered on UnoCoin. Whatever comes in Bitcoin, you will get as an INR, and INR you will deposit back, and you go as Bitcoin back to the installments that you pay back to BTC Jam. When we were having the meeting itself to collaborate, our founders, the remaining your co-founder tech guy, didn't even understand what the meeting is going to be. He says in Kannada, "Maga namge ದುಡ್ಡು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ." I don't know if South Free guy is Kannada guy, if he understood or not. But what he meant was, then he was telling me, with this meeting, will we get money from BTC Jam?
mm.
It's not money that we're going to get. Of course, the money is the end product. When we collaborate, we're going to collaborate at a level that we're going to support whatever their business is. Their business is to do with crypto, and when they send crypto, we will change it. Obviously, we're going to have more clients and more money that comes in as money. But the way the question in itself, you can tell that his idea is not there. He is not able to understand what the collaborations crypto companies can do. So that's just one of the small things.
I think this issue is there in the data science industry too, right? Being a student, I know a part of the industry. So what happens a lot is that data science is a really different thing that what people understand it, and hence data scientists know what they are doing. They have certain requirements. They need certain level of respect and a way they need to be treated with everything, resources, etc. And the company owners or the other staff basically, they don't understand what data scientists actually do, and hence they are not treating them properly in terms of resources, etc. That same thing happens here where founders, CEO, CTO, CFO, everyone needs to do understand their job as much, and also understand cryptocurrency, decentralization, and Web3 equally as much. Every role in the Web3, startups. That is something that is a little bit missing, I would say, because recently, see, I'm building a production house basically, right? So right now we are dealing with editing and graphics, etc. So I recently, had a client who has a podcast, and they brought in a Web3 client, Web3 guest basically. That guy is a CFO of a company which is making games on Web3, Magic Craft, right? So even he, when he was talking, right, it seemed as if he knew, but it was clearly showing that he is a CA who is understanding Web3 a lot, and then he's saying stuff. But these two words are to be merged in a very efficient way, which is yet to happen. I think
True that. True that. I think that's
you're
also.
not audible, by the way.
Sorry, I'm not audible at all. Oh, okay. I wanted to get your voice out through the speaker. So because of that, I think. Hold on a second. Now, is it better now? अभी भी नहीं.
Not audible.
ये क्या हो गया यार? थोड़ा मैंने खेला तो खत्म हो गया.
Not audible.
Anyway, I'll be joining. Sure, I thought you'll be able to hear. Huh. कुछ हुआ फर्क?
हाँ, अब आवाज आ रहा है।
I had to refresh. I realized that every time you just unplug, it had to be refreshed. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. The collaboration between all the team members should be that way. It'll take some time for everybody to understand the in depth of what is going on. Alright, the basics in here. The one of the basics is why we needed Bitcoin in the first place, right? Why Satoshi made it. In India, we may not understand. It's because in India we have a healthy banking and a healthy payment system. जो बाहर नहीं है वो लोग easily able to understand. Like Venezuela guys, it's not because the government was fucking them over. Of course, they were doing a little bit because when they launched pesos or whatever the petro coin, they launched a petro coin. They printed the petro coin also too much. But then they were doing it against the US government's dollars. So when they were doing it, they understood that, they brought in the system, and their people are now ahead in crypto understanding. So like that, when we have a need, then we can build in something, then people also get that understanding. इंडिया में थोड़ा लेट ही होगा क्योंकि ये जो बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग है दे स्टिल डोंट हैव इट एवरीबडी थिंक्स क्रिप्टो इज द ग्रेटेस्ट ऑफ द एसेट्स एंड द ग्रेटेस्ट ऑफ द ट्रेडिंग टूल उसी में
Hmm.
90% बिजी है
No, in fact, since we've been talking for, let's say, 3 months, 2 or 3 months, I would say, because of these meets.
यस
And after a point, even I started promoting Bitcoin and decentralization, which you must have seen on my LinkedIn.
यस
So,
यस
so in real life also, when I talk with people, rather than seeing it as a trading tool too, most of them see it as too high liquidity, array, and people, it's very volatile. People think of
yeah
it as
yeah
really volatile, and it's only satta.
well, I guess I'll give you this info again about this volatility. I don't know if I've spoken before. Volatility has come down now compared to what it was in 2011. In 2011, if you have to put 1 lakh rupees in Bitcoin, you may have lost till 96%. Means अब 1 lakh रुपए का Bitcoin खरीदा, it touched $30 and dropped back to $1.5. That means you would have lost 96% of it. मतलब आप उस टाइम में if you are rejected of Bitcoin, if you want to sell and clear your holdings, you would have got back only 4,000 rupees. But nowadays it's not like that. You can get back at least up to 40,000 rupees, even a peak time when you buy and you sell it at the most lowest price. You still may get back 40, 50,000% of it. But people don't think like that. People think that times Bitcoin price is low, तो उसमें वो उतना नहीं हो रहा था. अभी Bitcoin price is high, so they think the fluctuation is high. In percentages wise, fluctuation is getting better and better, and that way it is getting itself fixed. But fluctuation is not a worry for me. Like I have told many times before, without fluctuation, people wouldn't have traded it, not brought in so much of traction to it. By trading, people do bring in a traction. वो नहीं होता था. अगर और एक और बात है कि पेमेंट योर फ्लक्चुएशन डजंट कम इनटू अ प्ले व्हेन यू आर डूइंग पेमेंट्स एंड सेटलमेंट्स बिकॉज दे आर ऑल इंस्टेंट सेटलमेंट्स. The fluctuation doesn't play any role. If it is about $1,000, I'm sending it to you. इस सेकंड में तुम्हें मिल जाता है $1,000 is what you get. If you understand the volatility, you hold it like that. If you want to take the risk, it may go
But
up also.
you are saying it from a point of view of using Bitcoin. I'm talking about the people who are making aware about what Bitcoin is.
Okay.
All they know is charts, नीचे खरीदो ऊपर बेचो. It's
That's
because
only
of the
that's only
charts
trading.
thing, right? If you see, most people they see Bitcoin trading to on trading. On trading to it means you are seeing NSE to, you are seeing BSC or Nifty and
Yeah.
etc. So they are putting it in that bracket.
True.
It's not, but something better than nothing. At least get into it. After a point, you might understand everything.
Anyway, once their exchange where they're trading loses their crypto holding, then only they'll understand and learn. Are Mount Gox was also the first teacher. Mount Gox lost many people's Bitcoin in 2014. 800,000 Bitcoins it lost of people. And what did people do? Eventually, they went and learned about it. They realized, अरे इस trading platform में मत रखो, अपने खुद के control में रखो. तो कम से कम अरे people lost in thousands and thousands of Bitcoin. They said they found a alternative cold storage of 2,000 bitcoins, 200,000 bitcoin. Still, they have not released those bitcoins to the people. अब क्या बोल रहे हैं? Now they're saying we will release it to the people because 800,000 was lost. Out of the 200,000 got back, one fourth we found it. One fourth when we give it back to the people, we'll give it in today's INR value. That
Today's
means,
INR value.
yeah, that day in,
अच्छा.
in 2014, I lost 10 bitcoins. My 10 bitcoins was what, say, maximum if I give it $600 also, 10 into $6,000. अभी $6,000 मुझे वापस मिल जाएंगे. I will not get my 10 bitcoins. What is $6,000? 0.1 bitcoin. So out of the 10, I got zero point 0.1 back. And that is my actual
Understood.
settlement that they're trying to do. And that also they've not given. मतलब कुछ तो दो लोगों को their tears have dried now. It's 10 years from the time they've lost. Have you seen some Mount Gox videos? If you see, Mount Gox office was in Japan. The name of that guy was I forgot his name, the main guy. Anyway, outside the office, the Americans flew to Japan. Some of them were Europeans. They flew to Japan. They stood outside the Mount Gox office in Japan, in Tokyo, holding their placard saying that, "Where is my Bitcoin? Please release my Bitcoin. Please, find my Bitcoin." Mark Capellas is the CEO. Then he had to go to jail or something in Japan. His name is Mark M-A-R-K Capellas. He's an European, but he's living born brought up in Japan, I think. So this is Mount
By
Gox
far,
story.
in terms of the crypto world, by far, the weirdest thing I've heard till now is when you said, yeah, when you said that you met guys from KPMG and those guys didn't understand what crypto is. I mean, it's fair to say that saying a crypto guy doesn't understand crypto is more, doesn't make any sense, but it's still KPMG, right? KPMG should understand every financial thing, everything to its core. It's
Ari, no, they
KPMG.
don't. They don't. Even know what is KPMG? KPMG are some students of LSE, London School of Economics. London School of Economics students don't itself don't understand. At the school level itself, they're the best in economics. Why are they not understanding? Is because they're taught wrong things. What do I mean by wrong things? Wrong things is like your Federal Reserve का जो friend है is JP Morgan Chase's CEO, Jamie Dimon. And then your Bank of England's head is what is his name? Mark something. I forgot his name now. So these two guys, what do they talk about? They say their printed government currency notes is so superior that they are so dominating also that they will not allow a decentralized system because it's in their power and they're so big they will not allow. Like Jamie Dimon saying, every time when you open a Bitcoin Cash podcast, first line of the Bitcoin Cash podcast is that Jamie Dimon saying that non-controlled currencies will never be allowed. मतलब ये किसने बोल दिया तुम्हें? They're promoting that. They're openly saying that he had to pay the price, of course, for it. What happened was one all his big investors, JP Morgan Chase, is too big. It's bigger than even Jamie Dimon. As a CEO, there are some investors who are bigger than a CEO also. So those guys were listening to CEO. CEO ne bola, crypto is nothing. Fuck Bitcoin. Don't even invest in it. They also believed him. 1 year later, Bitcoin price shot up. Then they told Jamie Dimon, "Arey, तुमने क्या बोला ये? Whatever you said, we followed. You said Bitcoin is not going to happen, and why it happened like 20x in 2017." Then Jamie Dimon's face became small. He had to eat his words. He didn't write it on a piece of paper and ate that paper, but he said in front of everybody that yes, my mistake. I had to eat my words, and then he did that. Then that means you know who's publishing or who's promoting, propagating wrong information, and this is told to you people in LSE also that the banks in the UK are so strong and so well connected and controlling that they will not allow crypto to come. So what they do, students, is they don't even put the time to understand how technology is superior to what these guys said, why they're what they said is not going to be relevant. But instead, they will not even put the time to go and research on Bitcoin. They will just believe what these guys said, and because of that, KPMG will also become like that because these are students who go and join KPMG in auditing. Are मैं KPMG तो what I said is just a small part of it. When I was in Australia, KPMG was supposed to be the partners to open an account, open a crypto company there because the guy who sponsored me to go to Australia and talk about Bitcoin wanting to start an exchange. When he met KPMG, KPMG did not understand Bitcoin clearly then with the way they spoke. They didn't want to even understand. Guess what they said? They said, "You pay us 1 million, we will make sure it is legal. It doesn't matter that I understand, yes, it is legal, the technology is so good, we will help you." It's not that they said. They said, "If you pay 1 million, we will make sure that it is legal for you." So the way they approach itself is different. They're not. They're just an auditing, controlling auditing company. That's all. They have big clients, means they are big. money earners. So that's all they are. They think because they are earning big, they can be big in everything. No, they are not. They're very small in terms of understanding
I
Bitcoin.
think the approach from based on what you are saying, I think the approach they have is still very sort of a capitalistic understanding, and Bitcoin is there to break those authorities. That's probably the reason it happened.
Yeah, yeah, that is that. At least Bitcoin is there now. If Bitcoin was not there, I don't know. We had to just be listening to them only, all their bullshit only, and thinking that everything what they say is true.
I said about the podcast that we had the client. The podcast also included a part where the host said he as a CFO had a client auditing someone's finance or something. So he said these guys had their seed funding. They were a Web3 startup, right?
Okay,
And they received the seed funding and they invested. They used some of it. They invested the rest in Bitcoin and Ethereum 50-50. And before even starting their startup, they were up 400, 500K. Matlab,
so they were
unrealized
done.
gains.
Yeah, yeah.
Still, it's like before even starting the startup. I was like, हाँ भाई कोई idea निकालो हम भी raise करते हैं seed round.
I know, right? It is. It's a good. They raised it at the right time also when the prices went up because they put
Exactly.
in their crypto value in crypto. They got
He
lucky.
said
No,
those
I.
guys raised
You're right.
before the ETF thing.
Yes.
So
Yes.
very great timing.
Perfect timing, yes. Even now, because we spoke in 2025 Walla Bull Run. Even now, it is the right time. If only we could get that lucky before that, and you should be able to. Because even if I had to get funding, which I had my pitch deck at the time when I was doing it, most of my funds are going to be sitting in crypto because I knew this is now the bull run time. This has just finished the bear market. कम से कम 2026 तक तो मैं क्रिप्टो में ही रखूंगा उसके बाद मैं आई मे चेंज लिटिल बिट ऑफ fiat and maybe little bit to stable coins. But yes, everybody doesn't get everything. So the understanding that you have and you get the funding at the same time is not going to be easy.
In terms of investing, you said that Bitcoin would require in the bull run, in the peak of the bull run, let's say $1,000 for a transaction. So it doesn't make to a degree any sense, right, to put money in just.
Absolutely. There are even today, the someone who had received a lot of small amounts as in faucets and in airdrops, the guy is not able to move his Bitcoin because he received in small amounts. All of his UTXOs together have become a heavy transaction for him. So the amount he has to transact, the fees is going very high. He cannot really transact his Bitcoin. So the small amount of Bitcoin that he collected from a long time has become a headache that he cannot even use it. If I receive the same, say maybe he's got 0.01. If I send you the 0.01, you will get it in one UTXO. So the send one UTXO, the fees is much lower than sending 10 1,000 UTXOs because you must have received a small amount of airdrops and your faucets. Faucets में क्या मिलता है 100 satoshis मिलता होगा 200 satoshis. All that collectively together, what he's holding is many UTXOs. So today he's not able to send that because the UTXO value, because of the file is become bigger, and even eventually Bitcoin Cash, they all work on per byte. How much satoshis you are able to pay per byte, and those bytes have become very heavy in his wallet. He has to pay at least 40 50 satoshis per byte in Bitcoin. That is the minimum today. अभी का जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ बुल रन टाइम में तो दिल गो क्रेजी.
Breaks my heart यार ऐसे तो I genuinely got into all this because of the bull run. For the
Yes, bull run
starting
helps in
part.
getting people in. It's the news.
And I have to reconsider all of my investments.
No, at least if you know the knowledge, you can at least do things differently. Like in the last day, if you're ready to now, आज मैं जो अपने Bitcoin बेचना है और आज मैं कुछ खरीदूंगा, then you suddenly realize all your money is going in fees. You will feel sad about it now. At least if you have known about it before, about the technology, you cannot help here. You cannot help everybody understand everything, especially about Bitcoin technology. UTXO wala or coin, it's account-based system. If I tell people, most people find it really mind-boggling, and then they're like, "Arey, this is too much. Might as well not get into crypto because it's just too much." And I cannot give this kind of information to everybody and they're new. Then it'll hamper into their understanding itself. They may feel dejected and not even get into crypto.
That's where these centralized exchanges guys come in, where they are saying
Yeah.
you just have to do it like you trade stocks the way you do.
Exactly, exactly. So they're giving him some exposure, may not be the full exposure, but something is given by the centralized exchanges.
The Zomo coin does the same thing. You know, look
Help
at
people
it.
understand. No, otherwise the trading way that you said, yes, Unocoin also does the same thing. Helping people understand, very, very small number of people do that. Nobody is doing it because they think it's a time waste. They think people don't understand and they don't have the, their company is not making money with all this. So they don't do it. They're only into money now. And once you stake in funding, then the funders' pressure is also there. He wants to exit. He wants to make sure that it's become bigger, and then only when he becomes bigger, he can exit, bring in a new investor. So all that just catches up, and then once it catches up, then you have to completely forget all that you thought of Bitcoin, and you have to run it like any other business that you're running.
Like proper corporate, the
Yeah, yeah.
S&P 500 style.
Absolutely, they all have pressure, right, in S&P 500. एक अगर एक ने नहीं follow किया तो you'll be left out and somebody else will come in FNE 500.
I think the worst thing is the yeah, BlackRock or nothing. There's the score something they have put. I forgot the name. Some EPF score something. I don't remember. It was three-lettered score.
Okay, what does the score do?
Just a second. I'll try to search it.
They're doing a lot of other things. They want to open their own exchange now because they were relying on Coinbase
ESG.
before.
ESG scores. So the ESG stands for something environment, social, and something.
Oh yes, yes, ESG. This I had heard of, environmental, social. Matlab, tomorrow they will say no, you cannot mine Bitcoin because it's environmentally this one.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. This was the most scary thing I had read, in the last year, I would say. Environmental, social, and governance. It's a management analysis framework. Array, because of that, these companies are having to, they basically put a score. If you are following all the things that we say, we'll give you a high score and you are eligible to, get more funding then.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
have a low
yeah,
score,
yeah.
it's basically like credit score. Like, it's scary. If you don't do what they say, you are not giving any money more.
Absolutely. Then your business is fucked. So
Exactly.
this is why I'm not with Unocoin. This is the beginning of it. I saw now this has become too much. At this time, at least, if I was there, I wouldn't have been able to even survive in that exchange. So these are the things when you're pulling down the ethos of what Bitcoin or what I've learned. Why I learned and why I got into Bitcoin is something else to what is ECG, ESG. अरे तुम्हें ESG के मतलब शुरू का जो ये है energy, they'll say whatever they want to say. We cannot deny that fact because right now, if you see Bitcoin is mined in places. I used to talk about solar and your geothermal and many other this one, but your water का जो waterways का जो generating electricity, there are so many spots in this world where the generators are not used. This is just in dams, I was thinking, but now I recently saw some dots that they were showing in the world. There are a million dots that are there where the energy is surplus. Means they have set up the generators in this river and this water areas. And Bitcoin mining companies are going there and setting it up. And Bitcoin mining now is happening maybe 90% of it in free energy. But they will tell whatever they want to say to control your E part of it of the ESG.
It doesn't make any sense.
It will never do. The more and more we talk about it, more and more we will be able to at least give out some information. Just like this.
I think that's the reason. Uh, when I started my business, I was recommended. I have some friends who are friends as in few places I worked previously who were willing to invest in the company's business, right? But I also have a friend who has an IT solutions company.
Okay.
He has bootstrapped everything and he has, let's say, scaled it to a small scale company, let's say. So he advised me to never go into these funding things, at least initially, this initially.
Oh, I'm glad if I heard that from you. That you have heard that from your friends too.
Exactly, because that guy has clients, friendly clients who have taken rounds,
And
but they
got
are
through.
telling him that, you have done the best thing by not taking any investment.
Staying
Because,
bootstrapped. Ah.
exactly, he said that the investors, these, the worst thing he said was investor will come in, take 3-4% from your company, and then he will bring in another investor who who will give it at a higher valuation, and that way his share of 3-4% increases by a lot, and you as a founder say that अरे मेरा company इतना 1,000 crore valuation, and that's how he gets his profit. The
And he wants
company
to exit.
is
Yes.
the PE ratio goes through the roof, just like Zepto happened,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes. Absolutely
I,
true. That's
after that
something which
point,
is
I left
known.
it.
Yeah, yeah. Unnecessarily, you hyping the valuation so that the investor want to exit. You'll bring another one for an unnecessary hype. You are putting pressure. You have something else you're doing which you're not interested in doing. Then you have to follow the ESG model, which becomes stupid. Yeah.
The US, we hear on social media a lot that drag shows and this LGBT stuff is being promoted a lot, but it's not even their choice. They have to do it. मतलब हाथ बंधे हैं उनके भी because of this ESG thing.
Oh man. No wonder they're getting so many people out there on the streets. Even I used to wonder, really, do they really follow this? Are they really so dumb? Like sometimes they are talking dumb.
No, actually, the majority of I read this statistic somewhere.
Hmm.
There's this website starts with G. They publish very neutral stuff. So they said the majority of population in US are conventional people. The people who would go for Trump than Biden, and these people would like the sort of environment and the governance that we have, but the companies are under the control of BlackRock, and the youth is under control of these companies because of the of course the food, the addiction of internet, etc., etc. So that's the reason why the newer generation is controlled by these companies. The companies are controlled by BlackRock, and
BlackRock,
the
yeah, yeah.
BlackRock Fed.
Eventually, that is what it is. Because if Fed was not their friend and controlling, they wouldn't have got so much money to be BlackRock in a way, to buy so much shares and be in control. Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. Because that level is where you get, they call it a near 0% interest rate that they get it at. मतलब $1 billion they can take on interest, and their interest is only like 1 cent or something for that $1 billion, and
And
that's
this
how they're able
drag
to go
thing
buy
is
back all the
also
shares.
this drag things and LGBT has crept up in India too.
Hmm.
I hadn't expected it to grow by this amount so soon.
No, I saw this in the COVID times. In COVID times, so many of these companies in India were also being controlled by the West, and they were bringing in the policies for COVID, not just the Indian government. Their policies were even more stricter, and I was wondering why. You know why now? That is because they're all in control. They want their companies to follow their system. Even your builders in Bangalore are controlled by BlackRock in New York. How that is happening?
Builders?
Yeah, yeah. Because at their highest level, they're getting funding from there for their small shares. That is, shares are held by your BlackRock. How they even won more than a trillion? What 10 trillion something shit like that?
10
Where do you
trillion.
fucking get
Right
this
now
kind of
it's more
money?
like 12 trillion, I guess.
मतलब every month they're growing in 1 trillion. यहाँ पे गांड फट रही है सब लोग ये 1 million से they're not able to move their capital this one capitalization. Their 1 trillion is moving up. Well, I guess that's like you said, they have their free money, so they're controlling.
Yeah. They started off by Blackstone, this
Yes,
Blackstone thing. They
Blackstone,
started
Vanguard.
off, yeah. So Blackstone was actually BlackRock, but I think Blackstone was from Sam Zell. I think Sam Zell is this real estate guy, tycoon, and they didn't, have their ways, so they had to part their ways. But to maintain the identity, the guy chose BlackRock. Thoda sa.
Uh-huh. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Clearly,
Then
yeah.
they sold themselves.
No, clearly, because their Federal Reserve as a controlling mechanism was not enough to control. They wanted to have something like this, which is a hedge fund giant, and they wanted to hold every company's share. Because now, what Federal Reserve controls it, by every company that they are holding shares of, that company's bank account is held by Federal Reserve, and they control the bank accounts. That's how they are able to put sanctions and everything. But now, sanctions is not helping them enough to be controlling authority. They want their shares also to be controlled by some company, which is Federal Reserve, sorry, your BlackRock, and they are all the same. They're all eventually the same. One gives the money to other to acquire companies.
I just searched who controls the Federal Reserve, right? The Board of Governors in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, private people, unelected people.
Exactly. Private. It's a privately owned. entity.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Privately owned,
there are
unelected.
certain humans who control the Fed too, who controls everything.
Alright, Fed is nothing but your printing press. And they, because see, in India we have foreign reserve. Where is our foreign reserve? Foreign reserve is held by New York. So when we send money to Iran, New York has to bless. Say I send money to you. If you have an account in SBI, even I have SBI. SBI has to support the transaction from me to you. Same way as my money from here, our foreign reserve, is paid to Iran for oil. Federal Reserve has to support that transaction, and they will not. They did that in 2019. In 19, they said, "No, we cannot pay this company in Iran. It has already been sanctioned. Why are you sending money?" And that $1 billion equivalent has been held by Federal Reserve from a long time. It's Indian money, and the Iran didn't get paid. We didn't get any more oil. What a shitty system that we are in. Eventually, I'm glad that we're all breaking away and then going into BRICS and all that alternative. This is what it is. What is BRICS? BRICS is an alternative. How much we're talking about it. Before BRICS is what Satoshi built. Satoshi built BRICS ka daddy, Bitcoin. That's what people don't know.
BRICS
Superb,
is
man.
talking consistently about this de-dollarization thing,
Yeah.
and China dumped a shit ton of this thing dollar.
Bonds.
I recently came to know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Dollar bonds because they don't want to hold it. The more they hold, the more they will be connected, right? Then they cannot be full-fledged BRICS. To be full-fledged BRICS, then they should have least amount of money trapped in dollars.
Dollar.
Mm.
Yeah, they dumped dollars and bought a shit ton of gold.
Yeah,
Also,
everybody
did
is
you
doing it.
hear about the Tether gold thing?
Yeah, yeah. The new Tether gold is coming up. That's true. They are backing gold
It's
for that
linked to gold something. It's more like pre-Nixon thing.
pre-Nixon date to 1971 se pehle wala jaisa. Yeah, yeah. They're trying to do that because they understand everybody's health is holding gold is because of this only. De-dollarization is the most important thing, most important agenda around the world because everybody is losing it. They print more, everybody loses their value, right? It's not just
Understood.
the Americans lose their dollar value,
Yeah, in
everybody
inflation thing.
loses inflation thing. So everybody is smart enough now to understand that dollar has to be replaced by gold. Gold can be backed for this tether also. Gold can be backed for countries. India is also taking possession. No, we received 100 tons of gold out of the 450 tons. Kitna late? Matlab, when are you going to get it? No, only we got like say 20% out of it. There is still remaining 80% we have to get it from UK and New York. Let's see
The
if we
gold
get it.
tether, is it more like a stable coin?
Yes, it is a
Because
stable
they
coin.
put the USD. I was थोड़ा सा confused.
No, no, it is stable. It is stable coin only they're going to run. That's what they have said. But the reason now the stable coin of Tether was not backed by any dollars, that they said there was some in the account, but it is not enough. With gold, they plan to keep equal amount of gold for running their. So tomorrow SEC cannot come straight and then have better hand on you. Right now, SEC can easily have a controlling hand on Tether because it's backed by dollars, and dollars mean nothing to this one, to the numbers that they are floating. With gold, what will happen? It will have some more solid backing. Means with gold, when the gold value increases, their tether value will also increase accordingly. Their whatever that name. There's a new name, no, for it. Maybe bhul
Yeah,
gaya
yeah,
uska.
yeah. So basically, the way USDT has the underlying asset of dollars,
Yeah.
which makes it a stable coin. This dollar tether thing, or a gold tether thing, could have the underlying asset as gold. Am I
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
its
That's
price
correct.
would be linked to the cost of gold.
Yes. So in Tether, it is not really the underlying dollar which makes them stable. Their stability of their stable coin is by printing and burning. So if there is more demand of Tether around the world, the dollar value is at 90. The Tether ka USDT ka value used to go 92, 95. So when that happens, they will print more. They will release more Tether in the market so that the price stabilizes to 90. And when that used to happen, and then when there is less demand, the price of tether will drop, right? At that time, the tether guys used to burn tether so that the price of the tether is equivalent to dollar. That's how they maintained. Now with gold, they're
Understood.
trying a little better. Let's see.
So that would probably require like constant buying and selling depending on the price.
Yeah, yeah. They're watching the price. According to the price, they're doing it. Others who tried their stable coin like with Luna and all that, they also tried the same way, but they tried to do it a decentralized way, which didn't work out, which collapsed. But you, because this is centralized, it's easy to pump and to burn. Because of that, they're able to keep the price to the USD price. That's the only way they're
Understood.
managing it. With
Understood.
gold,
This
they may
was
try
a,
something different. Let's see what they will do. But
I
they
think
should
that
have
would
been all
be more
shut by
interesting
SEC.
to.
Hmm?
It would be more interesting because the whole concept of cryptocurrency is sort of like a very big anti-dollar thing, and gold is already seen as a safer thing than
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
fiat
yeah,
currencies.
yeah.
So combining the two things, मतलब दुश्मन का दोस्त होता है वो वाला scene.
बहुत बढ़िया. Absolutely, that has happened. That's true. Hopefully, that will help even in bringing more education to people. But the stable coin also, I used to never like it. Now I do like a little bit because if I know exactly, like you understand, which is the bear market, which is the bull run time. So in the bear market time, you can store some value in stable tokens because then you don't lose your crypto value. Or it has to lose, right? In bear market, because the gain is so high that it corrects like that. At that time, you can put it in stable. And when it is bull run time, then you take out everything and keep everything in crypto because bull run helps crypto and your valuation will go up.
Is Bitcoin Cash very similar to Bitcoin?
Absolutely, it's 100% same as Bitcoin till 2017, wherever the development happened. After that, it is different in terms of small things like the core value of being SHA-256, running on same mining equipment, running your UTXO model of the base technology. They're all the same.
In terms of
Above
this, the market cycle thing.
market cycle is also same. It's a 10-minute block. Uh, Over the period of time for years and years that it's been running, it's gone a little faster. Bitcoin Cash is going a little faster than Bitcoin. That means instead of 10 minutes, it may be doing 9 minutes, 9.5 minutes. For every 30 seconds of the block, it is accumulated over the period of time for 4 years. It's become month and a half, 2 months earlier that it's doing. The rest of the protocol is the same. Only thing is the block mining block size is different now. It's 32 MB size, and the latest development on BCH is that they have implemented this variable block size. That means the block size also automatically adjusts according to the demand. What else was variable block? Variable thing was your this one, right? Difficulty adjustment. Say your suddenly more miners come in and they put in more hardware. What will happen to the time of the block? Every 10 minutes should be a block on an average. If there are too many machines, the time will reduce to 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Within 3, 4 minutes, every time the block gets mined. To adjust that, there is something called a difficulty adjustment algorithm that is already set in place from long time. That adjusts that, and what it does is it adds another character to the hash. Because the hash becomes longer, the computer, even though there are more computers, they find it harder to find this and grows more than 10 minutes. So it balances out to 10 minutes on average. That was already there. Now what they've implemented only in Bitcoin Cash is the size of the block itself. So that block, if it continuously keeps filling up too much, 32 MB also is getting filled every time, it'll automatically adjust to bring in a bigger size when the size is needed bigger. So that automatic thing solved a lot of issues in the world because there was always a debate then, तुम लोग बड़ा कर दोगे, so every time people have to mine big blocks, then it'll become harder for miners. Now it is according to this use case. If the use case is bigger, then miners will mine bigger blocks because the block means the full transaction is filled up. That's why the blocks are bigger. So that way, by the time that happens, Moore's law catches up and the computing will also become cheaper. You're holding on to your hardware for more GB, more data is also cheaper. Those things are all come
Even
hand in hand.
efficient because unnecessary blocks aren't.
Bottom line efficiency. तो वो कौन कर रहा है? Who's really developing into proper efficiency for the scaling? Is BCH. Sadly, nobody else is doing it. Well, if they are, I will talk about it because for me, scaling is most important. Use case is important. Adoption is important. And these things happen only on real developers.
The day I am slightly more understanding this area and I have a ton of cash sitting around. We'll start a coin which will be the ideal coin, the ideal Satoshi vision, his vision.
Why not? Why not? So that's something that I never thought of running a parallel system because you don't need a parallel system. The parallel systems are all run by centralized systems, right? What is the point of running a centralized system? If you run a decentralized parallel system, I can understand. But to get network effect on the decentralized parallel system is very hard today because the network effect is already divided. The real understanding people are already few. and the few are already doing Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. You cannot bring them onto another new coin because you cannot repeat the same technology. Just say one technology of internet came. When internet came, everybody loved it. So instead of being on one internet protocol, if I come up with the same technology again, saying that मेरे पास भी एक internet बनाया मैंने, आ जाओ, तो कौन आएगा इधर? मतलब internet is clearly understood that the more network means if I join late also to the internet, I'm late to the internet, but when I joined late, I get bigger market. But if I was early to internet when I joined, I had a smaller market. Matlab, every time is a win-win situation. But if you run a parallel, you cannot really gain brownie points on people, like like you said, the coin. So that's why I'm not interested. We're not running any alternative currencies, even though I know so much, because that's not the idea right now. Then few alternative would become
Even if
centralized.
we create an alternative currency, which would be, the ideal, I think the only people who would initially, buy it would be the people who, first of all, understood crypto and everything around it to its core, and understood the faults, the loopholes, and who needed an alternative and was not like, Bitcoin and all.
So there's very small scale of people that they are there for that, and they're already on to something which it's very difficult to bring them here. But yes, there is an alternative to this. What you said is very right. In a system where you run a rewards and recognition coin for your platform, to do that, there is a best platform. It's called the Cash Tokens platform that's running on Bitcoin Cash. The Cash Token platform token can be used for your product, whatever that you do. You can use that tokens for your rewards and referrals, points that you can give to people as a recognition. So these coins cannot be sold by you. If you sell them, then you come under SEC and US. Under Indian laws also, it's already told that it is banned, that you cannot run an ICO. ICO means initial coin offering or exchange offering, whatever they say. But if you sell it, it is wrong. If you hold it and you give only as free dividends, free airdrops, free your loyalty points, loyalty program points, that can be done. When you do that in future, when your company goes really well, your loyalty points coins will become bigger, and whoever is held from the beginning, you can track them because it's a programmable money. Your Bitcoin Cash is Cash script is much more even superior. So what you can do is you can track those first few people who were your users, who got their loyalty programs through you as cash tokens, and to those addresses only you can send them extra dividends, and those are all can be done instantly from one place, one wallet of yours, cash token wallet. Unlike if you see shares, your company shares are bought by somebody, they're held by the Indian SEBI or you're not SEBI or your other exchanges, and when you have to give them some dividends, it's very hard. But here in a cash token system, dividends can be sent instantly, and you can select who should receive, who should not receive, how many dividends or how many of those tokens. Say I'm Insta Crypto, I can launch an INC token on Cash Token. On that INC token, I know who received the first INC tokens, who holds how many INC tokens. I have all the information because I'm a centralized this loyalty programs points releasing guy. So because I hold all the information, I can use this for my advantage, for my company advantage. We can look into these cash tokens for the next time then.
Talking about this stock market thing, Singapore, I think, is trying to do stock markets on blockchain. We are planning to do. They've not taken, the steps
I'd
that
not
they're
heard of this,
asking.
but it's a good idea. I think Singapore should do it.
Yeah, I think Singapore, because it's the financial capital of the world too.
Yeah. They're ahead in
It has
finance.
to be
They are
Singapore.
small, and even if they have good share market system, it's the best platform to try it out. Yeah.
Exactly, because we are heading towards T plus zero settlement, right?
Yes.
The Indian markets. Most markets aren't T plus one or two, basically,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
even the cash settlements are taking a week, as we discussed
Wow.
today.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
The bank
Yeah. Yeah.
settlements, basically.
Sure. Sure. I think because there's nobody to counter them and show them that they can be done T plus zero, so they're taking their own sweet time.
Yeah, so in India, I think we are heading towards settlement within an hour. So max time that would be taken
Absolutely.
would be 1 hour.
Sure, sure. That's a good one. That's a good one. Your RTGS nowadays is almost instant only, like IMPS. But it's just the work taken and it's business hours only. So that is a little issue. But I'm hoping that they'll change that. I think India is looking forward to being what global Vishwaguru. For that, we should have all these things in place. We should empower the people. That's what they're doing. They're empowered enough into in terms of UPI. I think they should step by step. They should empower people more and more.
I think in my eyes, Vishwa Guru is still thoda dur, I think, because I have seen the youth firsthand, right? And it's genuinely the top 1% would be, dragging the country towards the Vishwa Guru thing. But it's really a horrible situation.
Mm. Indians should
In
be
the
more
youth,
free
I'm
and more
saying.
able to travel. Once you travel, there's a lot of learning. And what is Trump saying nowadays? He's saying, "Oh, we should stop all the Indians going away from US." Why? Because he knows Indians. He's saying, "Oh, 3 years they learn and they're taking away our knowledge." No, yaar, 3 years is nothing. He's learning from 20 to 23 maybe, but first 20 years he learned from India. No, he will come back to India because he knows where it is really free, where it is really useful. That kind of knowledge that he has, and these things are
I have
understandings are coming there now.
I have these friends in US, right? To work together, but is planning to work in US and has friends in US, etc. So the US guys, what we observed is that they are more into the 40-hour working thing, right? I need two holidays per week. I need a mental health holiday. I need 3 holidays per year. They are into all those kind of things. But if we Indians have a goal, Sunday भी काम करेंगे. We have that mentality. रात को 10 बजे भी काम करेंगे.
ये थोड़ा सा ये पॉपुलेशन की वजह से होता है मीन्स देयर इज अ कंपटीशन इफ आई रिफ्यूज टू डू it on Sunday they will take somebody else who will do it in the UK and US it's a little different when I worked in the UK also I understood this when I landed in the UK the very first month itself I could analyze a lot of things this is 2004 20 years हो गया अभी when I landed to the UK the very first time I used to think what the fuck how are they having value so much buying the best in the world when they don't work as much as we do and when they are not around as much as we are the people are not even there and how are they getting their money it's because it's a stupid economics that we are following of a printed press where counterfeited money of the US was to support euro yen and pounds all three were in the same basket whatever manipulation USD was to do all three coins is to get the benefit out of it and then became yen. Yen भी join हो गया 2014-15 के आसपास because yen also was becoming powerful then by Chinese yen, yuan, sorry. And what Chinese yuan started to do was they started to manipulate their own way. So US government said अरे यार तुम लोग manipulation मत करो अभी तुम ये काम करो तुम्हें भी हम अपना basket में डाल लेते हैं. That means if you do a global scam, your currency will also benefit. अब चाइना को भी तुम बेनिफिट देने लगोगे तो मतलब मोस्ट ऑफ आवर वैल्यूएशन स्कैम दैट दे डू वी विल लूज हेवीली in terms of inflation.
I saw this evolution of how the fiat currencies, what we have today, came into place, right? How it started off and how it ended up here. I think genuinely the process, the evolution was for good. It made the whole process really efficient, but just the taking it off the gold thing, taking the underlying asset off of it, ruined everything. Because then earlier you had to have equal amount of gold to have that amount of money too. Now there's no
Absolutely.
gold required.
That's correct. That's correct. You know, you're so right. Okay, I have to call it today because I have some calls and I've got some messages on that because I had kept it open after 6 o'clock.
Yeah, yeah,
So, Sahil, it was a great conversation again, back to
yes,
back.
yes.
This is amazing, amazing. Next month is the time again. Let's catch up then and continue the conversation. Have a look
Yeah,
at that
sure.
cash tokens. See that if that is any use to you, and maybe have a look at that.
Yep.
It was a
Also,
good.
before
Go on.
I end this call, since I talked about my business too, in case you would like anytime, any day to, talk about the production thing, then let me know.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All sorts of content.
Yeah, yeah. I will keep that in mind. I need some help. I will be contacting you. We have come up with a new app and everything. At the time of launch, I will need help from all of you guys to bring in the good word.
I designed a UI too.
Okay.
I don't offer it as a thing from my production house thing, because it's UI is a different thing. UI is a more towards the tech thing, even though it's designing.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I understand. Yeah. So, but I will definitely keep that in mind. Yes.
The reason I don't post about that on LinkedIn is because I want to keep the image of the crypto guy over there. It's
Sure.
fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Okay,
Thank you,
bro.
Vikram, for the
Yeah, yeah.
conversation.
Cool, man. It was a nice conversation again. Take care.
Yep, same here.
Yeah. Have a nice weekend, mate. Bye.
Bye.